Hey, Pardon My Take listeners, you can find every episode on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Prime members can listen ad-free on Amazon Music. On today's Pardon My Take, we got a twofer for the people. We have a baseball episode of Pardon My Take. Christian Yelich, good friend of the program, he joins us. We have a new bet with him, and we're very excited to have him on the show. We also have Pete Alonso's pitcher from last night's home run derby, Dave Jauss, and he is probably the most interesting baseball lifer there is. So we talked to him. Great storyteller, been in baseball for 40-plus years. Awesome interview with him. We also have Big Ben on a diet, Billy's QB list, hot seat, cool throne, tiers
of quarterbacks, yeah.
Hot seat, cool throne, and guys on chicks. Great Wednesday show, great energy in the studio. Let's do it, and we're going to do it with our great sponsor, Money Lion. Money Lion, a badass financial app with 7.5 million users. Listen, life happens. You don't know when life will decide to ruin a good time with unexpected expenses, and that's why Money Lion, an award-winning financial app, gives its members up to $250 at 0% APR. No questions asked. Does your bank do that? Up to $250 with no interest. That's the backup we all need when life throws us a curveball. Nice little baseball term in there, curveball. When you see that curveball coming, you know that you're safe when you have Money Lion in your phone, on your apps, because it is an award-winning financial app. So go to the App Store and download Money Lion right now. Make sure that you have that safety net for when life throws you a curveball. Money Lion is the way to do it. Go download it right now in the App Store and make sure you're protected. Okay, let's go.
It's Pardon My Take, presented by Barstool Sports.
Welcome to Pardon My Take, presented by Money Lion. Go download it right now in the App Store for when life throws you some curveballs. Money Lion is the app for you. Today is Wednesday, July 14th, and to cover our asses, holy shit, can you believe what Shohei Ohtani did in the All-Star game?
It's incredible. He struck out the side. Perfect game.
Homered.
A perfect inning. And then he hit back-to-back home runs.
Yeah, so we're actually recording the show before the All-Star game because, we're doing it. We're just doing it, and it was a great game. Shohei Ohtani was incredible. Mm-hmm. Joe Buck.
We stay up for sports when they matter.
Yeah. This one, we're gonna let go. But we have a great baseball show for you.
It was actually funny. So today on Greeny, the radio show, which I'm sure you've already listened to.
Please don't do
his
this.
Producer went off on like a 3-minute rant crying about how certain players aren't playing in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
And he just wants them to care as much about the game as
you don't even have
he cares
a car.
about the game.
You don't have a car. How are you listening to this?
Oh, I got a guy that clips up portions and sends it to me.
Yeah, because Jacob deGrom really needs to be starting in the All-Star game. That would be smart. The guy who gets injured every fourth day. But we have a huge baseball episode for you. Christian Yelich is a great interview, and then Dave Jauss, who threw BP to Pete Alonso, who we should have mentioned is the home run derby champ. People are mad because the rules of the home run derby are getting people are getting cheated left and right in terms of when the last pitch is eligible. I think we're at a point now where we care too much about these rules.
Well, the only reason I care about it is because they took what was quite literally the simplest competition in sports, which is hit ball over fence. Next person, you try to hit more balls over fence than first person did. Mm-hmm. And then they put a clock in it. They added extra time based on StatCast. They started measuring exit velocity.
No, hold on. Wait, before even the extra time because of StatCast, I don't know if you noticed this, but it was 3 minutes. Then you get 30 seconds extra time just for being there. That's 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
And you get a timeout that you can incorporate at any time. Timeout should never be incorporated into the home run derby. It's a very simple process, Big Cat. You have a guy pitch you a ball, and then you hit the ball over a fence. You mash taters.
It's the most American thing ever.
And then if you can smash more dongs than the next guy, then you get that giant bat trophy from Century 21 or whatever.
And a car and a truck. So, and the ESPN broadcast made no sense. There was just graphics everywhere. All I wanted to see was taters get hit. I wanted to see kids get hurt, which one kid did. Shout out to that kid. Hope you're okay. I want to see guys fall down. That also happened. But that's it. You don't have to make something that is so simple and so like it is the ultimate. Just turn on the TV, turn your brain off, watch big man hit long ball,
and then have bigger man Chris Berman just say, "That's back, back. You don't ask for a lot, Big Cat,
and sweat. And John Kruk needs to sweat as well.
John Kruk needs to sweat. Chris Berman needs to say back. Mark Teixeira needs to be sitting there wearing a jock strap, not really saying much of anything.
G-string.
We don't ask for a lot out of our sports, but I feel like the home run derby is something that this is really like the feather in his cap, the pièce de résistance for Rob Manfred. Be like, I fucked up the home run derby.
Yeah, we
no
made
one thought I could
so
do that.
Simple. But I mean, Pete Alonso was incredible, and Dave Jauss was incredible. We have him on the show.
I don't want to trash Pete Alonso because again we do have his pitcher on the show. Great guy, all-time baseball guy, and I like Pete Alonso. But Mancini's coming back from colon cancer. Can we just not let him win?
Yeah,
like he was fucking awesome last night.
Yeah. I think Pete Alonso probably was like, look, finals, that's good enough.
Yeah,
for the cancer survivor.
Yeah,
like that's kind of like, hey, there was the moment. Now I got to go beat you.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. He wasn't going to turn it off, but I think everybody at home was like, what a story it would be if Mancini. Because it is, like, coming back from colon cancer, it's fucking incredible what he's done.
Yes, insane. And Shohei Ohtani, though, like, come on. We all turned in for you. Mm-hmm. We all tuned in for you, and he was ripping doubles, and that's about it. Like, I know he went to the extra time, but like, come on, man, you have to get out of the first round for the people.
Yeah, I mean, Juan Soto did hit that bomb 520 feet.
Yes.
So the over/under
cashed it.
The over/under on that
is clutch.
Yeah, that was very clutch. Over/under was 519 and a half feet, which I think would be the longest home run hit in the last 20 years, like the Statcast era.
Why are you looking at me?
It's something like that. I don't know. Because you knew the over/under.
Oh, yeah, I knew that, but I do not know how long the longest home run is.
So that's how high the over/under was set.
Kyle Schwarber's home run where he hit in the river in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that was
game playoff.
2015.
That was 600. Actually, the one against the Cardinals, that one hasn't landed.
Okay, but Juan Soto essentially hit the longest home run of the last 5 years and only beat the over by half a foot.
Yes.
And thank God I bet on it.
Thank God we got that. So way to go, Childish Bambino, which is a great nickname. All right. What?
How great would it have been if Castellanos had been playing?
Yeah. That just something tragic had happened.
Yeah, it'd been so wonderful.
the kid definitely would have gotten hurt during his at-bat.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There would have been an ambulance on the field. Has it ever happened where in the home run derby somebody hits a home run and while the ball's still in the air, hasn't landed yet, they hit another one out?
Yeah, that's the whole...
Oh, the Josh Hamilton. That happened.
Wait, that was a few years ago, too. That was the whole thing with Schwarber as well. They were saying that it was illegal. Because there's an ump there who watches the whole thing, which I love. The ump in the home run derby and the ref in the three-point contest. Just sitting there and whistling it. That guy, just mail-in city.
But I guess what I'm asking is, has there ever been a player that's hit a home run that went so high that his next pitch that he hit had actually landed before the first pitch?
I don't know if that has happened, but I know that there was multiple. That was like a
lapped
big thing.
himself.
Yes. All right, so other stories. We got Big Ben on a diet. One of the funniest, greatest stories out of training camp. Big Ben is officially year 18 in the NFL. He is going to diet. I likened it to after a long weekend of drinking and eating terrible food, and you say to yourself, you know what? I'm going to eat a salad on Monday. Everything will. I'll maybe do 20 push-ups. Wow, I'm back. That's what Big Ben is doing as a career, where he's spent 17 years eating P.F. Chang and doing whatever he wants, and then year 18 he's like, why is Tom Brady playing still? Oh, because he eats healthy? You know what, honey? Get me a vegetable. Let me try one of these things.
I don't know if you saw the report, Big Cat, but the report was that he is doing the TB12 method, except the Ben Roethlisberger method is more strict than the TB12 method. So is it the Big Ben BB7 or is it BR7 diet? I think it's a BR7 diet. I think it's basically like no meat before breakfast.
It's probably just not eating. He's probably going to see how long he can fast. He's going to get to about 10:45 in the morning.
I want him very badly to come up with his own nutrition plan.
Yes.
It's like for every milkshake that you drink, you have to have a glass of water. Or at least a Sierra Mist.
Did you see the report coming from this guy, Ryan Burr, who had one of the weirdest conversations with himself about Big Ben? I'm going to read you just a couple tweets because they're very good. He started, just his credentials real quick. I started covering Ben as a basketball player in high school. I was in Toledo, played wide receiver on a football team because coach's son was a QB. Ben Roethlisberger was QB senior year, made most of it, covered him at Miami of Ohio. That was first transformation. Day after drafted by the Steelers, sent me to his house for the interview. In Pittsburgh, saw Roethlisberger transform again into star QB. That didn't go well. I mean, he won a Super Bowl, but whatever. Motorcycle, booze, women.
Okay, that's the women part is doing a lot of work.
Yeah. So then he's quote tweeting himself. By the way, this whole thread, he doesn't know how to thread. He said, "Then he married, was forced to settle down." I'm sure Roethlisberger's wife would love that.
What happened? Yeah. Wait, I'm trying to put together that order chronologically. So first it was motorcycles and women.
No. Then first it was wide receiver to quarterback.
Yep.
Then
okay.
Yeah.
No one's ever done that before.
The correct way to go.
Yes. Then there was a motorcycle and then a woman.
Booze.
End of the booze.
Booze in the middle. Motorcycle, booze, women.
I think it's actually booze, motorcycle, booze, women.
Yes.
And then after that, it was he gets married, and then he settles down afterwards.
Right.
After he gets married.
Yeah, then he married, was forced to settle down.
He's really overcoming a lot of adversity.
Yes, right. Okay, hold on. But the narrative of beer-guzzling lazy Ben never went away. Okay, then we get to find me an athlete and professional. I'm quoting this exactly. Find me an athlete and professional sport that gets blamed for everything as much as Ben Roethlisberger. From source in Roethlisberger camp, he is tired of it. His ego is tired of it.
That's just Ben, right?
Yeah,
we can agree that the source in Roethlisberger's camp is just like Ben goes upstairs and uses the landline.
Yeah, you admitted at the beginning of this that you've been covering him since he was 14 years old. You know him well enough that he's just telling you this. Find me an athlete in professional sport that gets blamed for everything as much as Ben Roethlisberger. From source in Roethlisberger camp, he is tired of it. His ego is tired of it. If Steelers don't run the ball, it's because Ben Roethlisberger only wants shotgun. If offensive line has trouble, Ben Roethlisberger holds ball too long. If defense struggles, Ben Roethlisberger scores too quick. Listen, I have seen the total a-hole Ben. I have seen the unprepared, out-of-shape Ben. I am told, for what it's worth, those former Bens have been buried in a grave.
Big Ben's spirals are so tight that defensive backs can't help but intercept him once they get their hands on him. They're so damn catchable. I'm sick of him getting blamed for those. That is fucking hilarious. Good job, Ben.
None of it is true.
Good job, Ben. Well, I do think that the first three things that you mentioned could probably be true. It's Big Ben doesn't want to do anything but run out of shotgun. Yes, that's true.
Yeah, but also, Ben Roethlisberger does not get blamed more than any athlete in sports. That's just not true.
I think he probably gets blamed more than any athlete on the Steelers in the last 10 years because he's the quarterback of the Steelers.
And I don't even think that's true because think about who they had. They had guys that everyone hated.
No, it's still Ben.
No, but they had guys that ran, think about it, Antonio Brown. They had, LaShawn McCoy. They had guys, or Le'Veon Bell. They had guys that, everyone's that's their fault. Ben has actually gotten one of the greatest passes in sports because he won early, and he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. This isn't anti-Ben. This is Ben going mega here, where he's saying, listen, if you thought the injuries were not enough, well, here's also my ego has been bruised.
Ben's being a little extra right now.
He's being a little extra.
It's because he's starting to hear all the talk. It's about that time of year where people start to say Ben Roethlisberger is the worst quarterback in his division again.
Yeah.
That's always a hot button topic that you can say.
And I just want it on the record for the billionth time. I like Ben Roethlisberger. I think he's first of all, he's funny. Second of all, I've always said that he's I would take him, maybe not now, but for the majority of his career, I said I'd take him over anyone in terms of a fourth quarter situation. So Steelers fans that are going to get mad at us, Big Ben is funny to joke about. It's just a fact.
You have to be able to laugh at Big Ben.
The fact that he was he did a documentary by himself that basically had a doctor saying they've never seen an injury quite like what Big Ben went through. And then after that documentary was like, you know what? This isn't enough. I need to also have a report that I'm the most like criticized athlete of all time. What the fuck are we talking about? Now he's got a diet.
Yeah, Big Ben the martyr. It's the martyr diet, the BB7 method, which is just something green has to be in your refrigerator at all times. That's the kind of diet guy that Big Ben is. We've all been in that situation where you just open up the door and you're like, okay, there's a salad in my refrigerator. I'm currently on a diet. That's healthy.
It just has to, all he really needs to do is skim milk. That's the Big Ben method. You know what? I'm going to skim, and I will, every now and then I'll eat a carrot. But I won't like it, but I'll eat it.
Skim milk and unflavored lube.
But it's seriously, this is the most relatable that Big Ben has ever been, because he is that, like, choosing year 18 to start a diet and be like, you've never seen a Ben like this. His metabolism can't work anymore.
No.
Like, I'm a later 30s male. I know what metabolism does to you. Like, there's just no way you could be like, hey, you know what? At 36, or 39, I think he is now, but I'm 36. I'm about to get in the best shape of my life. Like, no, that's a fact that you will not. You can do everything you want, but you will not be in the best shape of your life.
Do you think we'd be allowed to write his diet book, like the TB12 method, if we just did it on our own and sold it? I think people would buy it.
Yeah, BB7. I mean, it's a good name.
I mean, it's pretty
BB7?
easy. It's like if you're going to Buffalo Wild Wings, get a Diet Coke.
Yeah.
If you're still get the wings and the fries and everything, but get a Diet Coke.
I honestly think just no meat before breakfast should pretty much settle all his weight issues.
Yeah, the old classic, when you get a steak, instead of the fries, go rice pilaf. Not a salad, not a side salad, rice pilaf.
No Cajun fries. Just standard fries.
Yeah, you don't want too much sodium.
You can ask for the Old Bay on the side and maybe sprinkle some on your own.
Yes.
I would say, like, if you're going to a seafood restaurant, only one deep fried item per dinner. It can be your main dish.
Yep.
But just don't get the deep fried clams and the deep fried tilapia.
Yeah, and the calamari. Well,
calamari's not. That's not
counts.
seafood.
That's
trash.
totally on the
Yeah,
side. No, it's not trash. But Ben can get it. You know, I think like things like maybe 2 mozzarella sticks instead of 6.
I would say never eat over half of any appetizer that's ordered to the table. You get up to 49%.
49%. Okay, all right.
49%. And I'm not talking about if it's you and your lovely bride who you truly enjoy being married to that you didn't have to settle down for.
Yes.
When you go out to dinner with her, like, yeah, you can go 65, 70% all day.
Yes.
Because, like, you're a growing boy still. You're Big Ben. You're an athlete. You need to recover.
Yes.
But if you're going out with a family and you got, like, 3 kids around, limit yourself to 49.
Oh, here's it. When you go to P.F. Chang's, because you go to P.F. Chang's every single week, maybe go with not the pan-fried pot stickers. Do the boiled pot stickers. That's actually right there.
I don't know.
No, that would solve it all.
You got here's all you have to do, Ben. Just tell everybody that you bought an air fryer. Be like, it's so much healthier that way.
Yes.
You don't even have to do shit differently. Just be like, I got the air fryer. It changed my life.
I just hope Big Ben never retires. I really, truly don't. I'm going to be so sad when it happens because I need these stories forever. He's the most criticized athlete I've ever seen in my life. It's not even close.
Well, by far. Like, way more than LeBron James.
Yeah. I mean, it's the offensive line. You know? But no, it's actually Ben.
He's more persecuted than Colin Kaepernick.
He holds the ball too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's absolute fact.
That is very true. Like, the first 2 things that you read off were what? He demands to have the ball run out of shotgun because he's too lazy to move his feet. True. And then the second one was, would you just say a second ago?
If O-line has trouble, Ben holds the ball too long.
Also true.
Yeah.
Those are just demonstrably true things.
Yes. Also, I just love that his ego is tired of it. That Ben got on the phone with this guy and was like, hey, listen, Ben can handle this, but Ben's ego is tired of it.
You think Ben gets on the phone, he does like a different voice for his spokesperson? Like, hey, this is it's Jonathan from Ben's camp.
He probably just uses his kids' names.
Yeah.
He can't think of anything. All right. One other thing before we get to Hot Seat Cool Throw on USA Basketball sucks. We just suck.
You know what? We haven't flipped the switch yet, Big Cat.
So
but we are getting closer and closer to a not flip switchable scenario.
I just think that we might, like, I'm now... Okay, there's two ways to look at this.
The most important one...
We need Lou Dort. I know he's Canadian. Shut up.
Coach K would never lose 2 games in a row.
All right.
He would absolutely never. You guys roast him day in and day out. He stops being the USA coach. They lose to Nigeria and Australia back-to-back.
Okay.
Coincidence?
All right.
Is this all?
I think not.
Is this all shaping up for LeBron
Shout to
James
Stanford
to
Steve.
come back and become the hero that America needs?
LeBron could help this team, but he refuses to play. He's got the Monstars to worry about.
It's the Goon Squad.
The Goon Squad's worry about.
But isn't this like the perfect scenario for LeBron to actually come back? Is like we're getting close to a point where we're begging LeBron James to like play for Team USA.
Well, I don't even think it's LeBron. You just need a fucking point guard, and you need a roster that isn't all scorers.
Ben Simmons
and
Carmelo.
I said not all scorers.
I said Ben Simmons.
Yeah, no, Ben Simmons.
The opposite.
Yes. It's also very funny that I watched a little of the game. It's actually what basketball should be, because all of the guys in the NBA are looking for all the fouls that they call in the NBA, and they don't call them in like the FIBA, right? Mm-hmm. So they're doing the jump into a guy, they're doing the going up for a layup and throwing their head back, and the rest are just letting them play, and it's fucking awesome. But the NBA players don't know what to do about it, because all these guys are like that, they're used to getting those calls. So I think that's one of the problems, and also they just have a roster that's all scores. Every guy on that team, like, what do they do? Number one, they score. You need you need like Marcus Smart, you need a Bobby Portis. You need some of these guys, some grit and grind guys.
Charles Oakley,
bring him back. You need some guys that are going to get dirty with it. Lou Dort,
Marcus Smart,
get him to be an American.
Grayson Allen
Would be great. You need some guys who don't care about getting shots. They just want to box out and
Trip
do
people.
shit.
And you don't think it's anything to do with the coach that isn't used to coaching the pros and is used to coaching the college players and bringing players together and coaching them as a team? You don't think that has anything to do with this? The greatest coach of all time?
No.
Coach K?
No.
Yeah.
You know what would happen, though? Thank God Coach K isn't coaching this team, because he would have fucking collapsed on the floor and been like, I can't coach these guys.
That's a butterfly effect. They never would have lost these games.
Wait.
But if they did, he would have fucking
Hank, are you dismissing Nigeria's accomplishments? They've got some good players in Nigeria.
Listen, losing one game, it's a whatever. It's not like official sanctioned game. Losing once is fine. That happens. That happens all the time. Losing 2 in a row.
All right, but here's
unacceptable.
So here's the silver lining. Thank you to the USA, because they lost these games so that the point spread will be a lot lower.
Thank you, Team USA.
Thank you, Team USA.
Also, I mean, you're competing against Delhi, who's one of the greatest international players of all time. His game was really designed to play at the Olympic level. He cares about gold.
You need guys. You just the roster makes no sense. There's no one else they can pick from. But like when you saw who's out there, they all they're all stars on their teams.
Is Chris Paul going to play?
No.
Fuck.
Chris Middleton and
but Giannis.
I asked about that question today.
Yeah, can Giannis play for us?
We need Giannis. No, Chris Middleton's going to play, and I want to say Devin Booker, which that's another scorer. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Maybe Drew Holiday is on the team as well.
We gotta blow this team up.
We do.
I think we have to blow it up already.
You know what they should do is they should just send Baylor. Send the Baylor national championship team.
I thought you were going to say send AJ Titties.
Nope. All roads go back to AJ Titties.
Have him suck a championship right into those guys.
Nope, that wasn't what I was saying. So just get a point guard. Just get a point guard.
Yeah, you could get a point guard, I guess.
Have Lonzo go on that team.
And blow the whole team?
No.
Oh, play point guard for the team. Got it.
We got to get so we need a PMT. The PMT stats account. Does he still do stats? How many times has PFT mentioned AJ Titties?
You guys just have been you've been bonk crazy recently though.
You bonked me 17 million times on Sunday.
For what?
For everything I said.
Addison,
so you did the same to me.
Addison Rae?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. I did bonk you for that. But to be fair, at the time I thought she might have been 17.
I never thought you was 17. For at least for 3 years I haven't. All right, let's get to our Hot Seat Cool Throne. Hot Seat Cool Throne's brought to you by our friends at Molson Coors. Time for that beer. We're ready to go. Listen, how many times during quarantine did someone say to you something like, we should grab a beer when bars reopen? Did you think they would follow through? Well, now Miller Lite, Coors Light, Blue Moon, Peroni, and Leinenkugel are teaming up to help you hold your friends accountable for the beers they said you'd get. Just take a screenshot of a message from a friend saying you should get a beer when this is over and share it on social with hashtag #TimeForThatBeer. Time for that beer. Then head to the bar, upload your receipt for a beer from one of the brands listed above at timeforthatbeer.com/rebate, and the beer's on us. That's actually an awesome thing they're doing. So for more details, go to timeforthatbeer.com. timeforthatbeer.com, because there's nothing better than sitting at the bar, having a nice Coors Light with some friends that maybe you haven't seen in a really long time. They've probably said, hey, we should grab a beer, thinking, oh, this will never end. Well, guess what? It's over. Time for that beer. So hold your friends accountable. Don't let your friends off the hook for the beers they said they'd get post-pandemic. Molson Coors is buying, so now that they have no excuse not to make good on the beers, they promise. Bars and restaurants were hit extremely hard by the COVID pandemic, so we want people back in bars. Molson Coors wants to support our partners by helping people get back to the bars safely this summer. So go check it out, timeforthatbeer.com. Go to timeforthatbeer.com to get the beer you said you would get on us. Celebrate responsibly in Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. So go check it out right now, timeforthatbeer.com, and get that beer on us. What were you going to say?
They also gave us the ice beers.
Oh, yeah, we got the ice beers from Tampa Bay. Yeah.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah. I think what we should do is we should save it and drink it when they get the championship for the next year, or if they go three-peat, they get to hold it. But we shouldn't drink it until they give up the cup.
So let's see. The Bolts left it all on the ice. We turned that ice into beer in honor of the Tampa Bay Lightning winning back-to-back. We brewed a limited edition beer made with the team's actual game ice. So does that mean that there's actually blood on this ice? Is there blood in this beer?
I don't think so. Do you
There's
know how
definitely
ice
sweat
works?
in this beer.
Yes.
Okay.
Those things look like they could contain some heat
For a
though.
very long time?
Yeah, Anyway.
Were you asking if the beer is still frozen?
No, he said
they're not refrigerated.
It hasn't been refrigerated yet. Like us personally haven't refrigerated it, and Hank's there's ice in there.
This is like Blake Bortles seeing snow for the first time. He's like, it's wet.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Anyway, my hot seat is our darling Cake Marsh. For a couple reasons. The first is our rematch is back this Thursday on Stool Stream, so his run as the best in the office will be over once that's over. Go make your picks and play Barstool app. And secondly, he's on a work trip right now in Arkansas with the Muss Bus and Barstool Bench Mob. And a video came out of him dapping up the Muss Bus, Coach Muss, and it's one of the worst visuals I've seen from any member of this podcast in a long time. And I've seen some really bad visuals.
Definitely one of the worst handshake visuals that I've ever seen.
Oh, my God.
I asked Big Cat to watch it live, and he's watching it live now.
What is this?
So can you break it down?
Yeah, what happens is Jake goes in. It looks like Muss goes in for the handshake, and Jake just goes for a hug, like buckle to buckle. Like Jake's trying to put his belly button on Musk's belly.
I'm gonna. All right. So here's the problem. So Musk gave him the shirt. So Jake is like, "Hey, we're not doing a handshake because you have a shirt in your hand, so I can't shake your hand." He's got the shirt in his right hand. He gives him the shirt, and then Musk gives him a little like, "Thanks for coming out," and Jake just like collapses in his arms to be held softly by Muss. What is that?
So what happens is Jake, it looks like he switches. Okay, he's got the. All right, no. Jake gets the shirt in his right hand and then quickly switches the shirt to his left. So Jake's ready.
But Jake wanted to be held by Coach Muscleman.
So Jake like kind of reset to do a handshake.
He also like titty slapped him a little bit.
Yeah. Muscleman just gave him like I'm going to tap your shoulder. And Jake just put his whole body on him.
He's like, let me just be Little Spoon for a minute. One little second. Hold me and tell me everything's going to be okay.
And then this is maybe the most relatable part about this whole thing. After an awkward encounter or a missed handshake, Jake takes 3 steps in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Realizes that he's going the wrong way. Has to turn around and walk back, but he lets Coach go in front of him. So it's not that awkward.
Yeah.
That, like, they're talking to each other after the weird handshake.
And Rico's carrying a huge big box because Jake can't hold it. His alpha status might be in question.
And like I said, Thursday we're playing ping pong. This could all be what I need.
Oh my God.
The other funny thing I saw from this trip is that they're in the gym. They're like with the team, on scene. And Jake's wore a collared shirt both days because he's a big J.
Yeah, I mean, he is.
Yeah,
this is a big trip for him.
Right, everyone else is wearing T-shirts. All the other guys are just T-shirts and shorts because you're in a basketball gym in Arkansas. And Jake's still got the jeans, casual big J, but big J nonetheless.
The best part about this is I love Jake. I truly do. Jake, when something like this happens, he will be replaying it in his head for 24 hours, like mumbling under his breath, like, I can't believe I screwed up that handshake. I can't believe that I softly fell into Musselman's arms because I wanted to be held by him. I can't believe that I kind of would have wished he kissed me on the top of the head. I can't believe it. Like, he'll just be saying that to himself constantly. He can't get over these type of things. So no one mention it.
Hank, you're going to have to go in for a hug if you beat him.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got to hold him.
No, handshake hug. Yeah, just pull it back.
If you
Get him really bad.
If you're in Arkansas or Alabama right now, as they're on the Democracy Tour?
Yes, the Democracy
As they're on the Democracy Tour, if you see Jake, instead of going up and giving him a handshake, just give him a
give him
hug.
a hug. And
just
be like,
hold
it's
him.
okay. He wants to be held.
It's not your fault, Jake.
He's Little Spoon.
It's not your fault.
Damn, that was awkward.
Yeah, anyway, and my cool throne is tortoises.
I saw this.
Yep.
So I don't know what event. It looked like it was at like the dog show, but it wasn't at the dog show. But it looked like event that looks similar to the dog show.
What tipped you off to that it wasn't the dog show?
Well, no, but you know what I'm saying.
No dogs?
Well, no, but the venue of it.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't know what other event. I don't know what
dog show vibes.
Yeah.
Look at the video does look like the dog show.
The background, yes.
And also on the floor, they
Yes.
had like the tent set up.
Yeah, I don't know why you guys are mocking me. How else would you describe what that place looked like?
Because there was a rabbit and there was a turtle, but no dogs.
Zero dogs.
But I'm trying to set the scene for the
all right.
listeners.
Scene set.
Describe what it looks like. It
Dog
looks
show,
like the dog
no
show. No
dogs.
dogs. That's exactly what it looks like.
Which is,
Just
can't have a dog show with no dogs.
it's a convention.
Well, yeah, but what the again? My point was to say I don't know why they had this tortoise in the hair race, because that's not something you just do for no reason, and that's not something that people would come.
Did you see the numbers on it though?
Right.
The video.
Anyway, back to the point is that they did whatever this fucking event was. Did a tortoise and a hare race, and the tortoise won.
Everyone
The
knows
hare just stopped dead in its
Everyone
track.
knows I'm a terrible gambler. If they did it again, I would bet on the hare. Like his first step was so fast.
Yeah.
I was like, how could he lose this?
I mean, you have to take the hare every time.
Yeah.
Because I think if they did this race 99 times, I think the hare wins 98 times,
That's
right?
how dumb we are. That a story you learn when you're 4 years old, we have not internalized.
Definitely not.
PFT. Good hot seat, cool throne, Hank. Both low-key bangers.
This turtle is kind of
Except the dog show thing.
That's a fact.
the turtle is kind of a tryhard. I agree.
Like what other event is this at? Like seriously.
I was just giving you a hard time.
I really hope that it was a dog show, and this was like halftime of the dog show.
Yeah.
That would make
be
sense
so
more
good.
than anything else.
That would be so good. Vindication.
My hot seat is the entire PGA. Not because Brooks is about to be on a warpath, because he is, and because a reporter called Bryson Brooks by mistake today.
That was awesome.
Which I'm sure was completely a mistake. The guy sounded like he was from England or Ireland, so
yes.
I can't imagine he's like up to speed on our trolling of Bryson DeChambeau. But the real reason why the PGA is on the hot seat, and all other golfers besides Patrick Reed, is that his wife has started to tweet again from the burner.
Oh, nice.
It's been a while. She's been offline for a while, but she had to log on today. And you tell me, because it's still unconfirmed that this is his wife. But, I mean, let's get real. Okay, the handle is use golf facts, all uppercase facts.
This is what we found when he got criticized for rules infraction. She was tweeting about Rory and all that stuff, right?
So the account tweeted today, how many times does Patrick Reed have to start late/early? Okay, not just all the majors, but regular events too. And then she tagged all the major championships. In his last 3 majors, he started at 4:15 p.m., 5:15 p.m., and now 3:15 p.m. Tee times by world rank, and if it's a draw, let's see it.
Wait, but aren't tee times like Thursday you're late and then okay, so she's saying late and then early the next day. Because they do flop. Like if you go late on Thursday, you go early on Friday. Wow, I'm not gonna lie, I know that it's use golf facts, but those are facts.
They are facts.
Right.
And like honestly, it's relationship goals to have somebody that will defend you like Patrick Reed's wife defends him.
Yeah, I mean
online.
they're trying to take down Patrick Reed via tee times. That's pretty clear. Also, shout out Brooks. We just have to say it. Consummate pro. He said that if he and Bryson are on the Ryder Cup team together, he'll find a way to get along for a week.
Oh yeah, he said.
Or they're not going to be team.
He said, I can find. I'm pretty sure I can find a way to get along with just about anybody for a week.
Yeah,
ringing endorsement. Of their friendship.
That's very nice.
I honestly think that Bryson is the last person that Brooks would want to hang out with for a week.
Yes,
literally the last person on earth.
Yes.
So yeah, that's my hot seat. Also, shout out Patrick Reed's wife. I just think that it's sweet that she supports.
Agreed.
Because literally nobody else in the world will. And then my what? That's a bonk?
I didn't bonk you.
That's a bonk for saying I'm a fan of their loving relationship.
See, I agree with you that bonks have gotten out of control, but you also have gotten very horny.
I'm not horny at all. I'm not horny. Nope. Maybe once or twice a day, but not all day. My cool throne is Terrell Pryor. Terrell Pryor is he's asking for the 2010 wins for Ohio State to be restored to the university, which I guess makes sense.
Agreed.
It's looking back on it, that was the biggest nothing story that's maybe ever happened in college sports that had the biggest ramifications. So Terrell Pryor got tattoos, and then it basically took out Ohio State for a couple years.
Yes.
Jim Tressel had to quit, and he was known as the senator because he had the squeaky clean image that he had going on. And so, yeah, tattoos brought down Jim Tressel in Ohio State, and now Terrell Pryor wants it back. And honestly, if I'm Terrell Pryor, why not?
Yeah. It did lead to Urban Meyer and then Ryan Day, so they can't be that upset overall. But yeah, I agree. He should get it back.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I also respect on Terrell Pryor's part tastefully waiting for a week after Reggie Bush was like, hey, give me my Heisman back. Knowing that everybody was like, yes, Reggie Bush is the person who deserves to be celebrated.
Heisman first.
And then Terrell's like, also just tack my name onto that list if you could.
Yes. All right, my hot seat is quarterback rankings because Billy dropped his tier system, and it's fire. It's just fire. Go read it right now.
Burn it.
There are a couple things of note, and then Billy, you can chime in wherever.
The greatest quarterback of all time was not tier A.
Did you know that Jared Goff is not Jared Goff?
Yeah, I had a spell correct thing going.
Got it.
It auto-corrected from Goff to Goff.
Billy, you're supposed to say that was an homage to PFT.
Yeah.
Yes.
That always works.
Yes. And then,
thanks, Billy.
2, I really liked what you did with the Saints situation. You said that you couldn't find a picture of Jameis and Taysom, so you just did a picture of Drew Brees instead. And then you said, whatever is happening at the Saints organization, I put Jameis and Taysom on the same level. I think Sean Payton is going to tank for a high draft pick. Jameis's workout videos aren't helping.
Does anyone think that Jameis Winston can actually
he's a Hall of Famer.
Yes.
He's a Hall
Actually, you know who came
Hall of Famer.
The one of one Jameis Winston guy came at me.
Yes. All he does all day is name search, and he
just was DMing
You ever heard about defending the wall?
Yeah.
That's what he does for Jameis Winston.
You don't think that his workout videos are helping at all? Dude, he made a 3-point shot with a football with his eyes closed.
He couldn't see in the first place.
No, he can now. He got LASIK.
Now he's adapted. He was literally born into the darkness, Billy. You merely inherited it.
Yeah. What is if they share the same letter, they're equal but separate tiers?
Oh, so I have some of the tiers. I have 2 Bs. And it's more of some are rising stars while others are fallen angels, and they're eclipsing.
So the tiers don't matter, or they do?
They do, but they're separate.
So Billy just kind of took groups of quarterbacks that he thinks are similar in certain ways and put them together and then kind of stacked them up from best groups to worst groups.
Well, because guys with longer careers have more of an upside.
Also, isn't RG3, he's just got signed by ESPN?
Well, that's the...
bidding war. He hasn't made a decision yet.
No, he did, I thought. I thought it was announced today.
No, that's the break the glass.
That was yesterday.
Yeah.
PFT, come on.
Damn. Spent so much time getting horny, you missed it.
I was probably jacking off.
Wait, so that means that was my break the glass in case of emergency, which was just the best backups.
Plays. And Deshaun Watson is J, the last tier?
Well,
what is it?
That's
I didn't read it.
Should probably
read it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, hang on. I'm going to read it right now. The last
Did
tier?
you find out about...
I don't see anything about RG3.
Uncertain futures. Nice, Billy.
Garoppolo, Locke, and Watson. That's a tough break to have Garoppolo and Locke in the same group as Watson.
I didn't want to... I would just kind of want to sneak that one in there and just not deal with it.
What about
accomplished.
No Teddy Bridgewater? You just handed the starting job to Drew Lock?
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, the program I was using to make these tiers didn't have some of the pictures.
The advanced software system.
Yeah, the advanced software
that you
system.
had.
Yeah.
That you were making
Pete,
some?
please get me a computer.
Okay, I'm looking more at it here. The ugly ducklings. You got Joe Burrow as an ugly duckling.
Dude,
he had his teeth strained. Did you see the choppers? The
no,
whites?
they're not ugly. He's just
his hair is
their
awesome.
first seasons may have not been considered beautiful, but they can still blossom into swans.
I thought Herbert had a pretty beautiful rookie year, didn't he?
Which tier is he on?
The ugly duckling. Is that because of his haircut?
Yeah, Justin Herbert's definitely higher than the ugly duckling.
But
Well,
That's okay, but you know what?
why we discussed.
This is why we did it. You mission accomplished.
I sort of did, but his
No,
record
this is
didn't
good.
reflect that.
Yeah,
people are going to get mad at you for Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah.
There are a lot of Ryan Tannehill
Yes.
fans out there that aren't going to appreciate you put him in the Met tier with Ben Roethlisberger, the most persecuted quarterback in sports, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Matt Ryan,
yeah.
Kirk Cousins, and Derek Carr.
I did a little clickbait thing here where I purposely put the big fan base's beloved franchise quarterbacks into the meh category to piss them all off.
Okay.
So
You basically invalidated yourself as a blogger.
Correct, but the
Yes.
clicks still count, Hank.
Yeah, man.
Clicks still count.
Cashes checks.
I like that you put Kirk Cousins, all things considered, pretty close to hanging it up.
Yeah. All right, good job, Billy. That was a good block. All right, my cool throne is baseball having a marketing problem because the Shohei Ohtani. This actually is a mark that Shohei Ohtani has reached his highest level because now the discussion becomes: are they marketing him correct, and is he marketable? And then you saw obviously Stephen A. Smith with a stupid fucking take, but this is we've had this conversation for a very long time with Mike Trout. Why can't we market Mike Trout? Maybe because it's just baseball.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is.
They're both playing the small market of Los Angeles,
But it's
so that's
just
tough.
We always have this conversation. It's why can't we market the stars?
I think this one's a little bit different because right now it's Shohei Ohtani is the face of baseball.
Everyone's talking about
There's
it,
no
too.
more discussion of is Mike Trout the face of baseball? Who's the face of baseball? Even while Mike Trout was the face or the gross chin of baseball, we were all talking who's the next face of baseball. We were looking forward to whether it was Acuna or Soto or one of the younger guys, one of the Slam Diego players, any of the Suns out there. We're looking for the next generation of the face of baseball. Now we have one. Now I think it's set in stone that Shohei Ohtani is the most electric player in baseball by far.
But my point is that baseball, the way baseball used to be, is never coming back. And that is it's never going to be a national, everyone talking about it like home run derby in the in the late 90s. It's never going to be that. It just isn't. It's just not. There's too many sports. It's fragmented. NFL has gotten bigger. All these things. So it's so stupid because all I see is this conversation of why can't they why aren't we making a bigger deal of Shohei Ohtani? Either you know about Shohei Ohtani being electric because you follow baseball even a little bit, or you don't follow baseball at all. So then you just don't care.
Yeah, I think that we are making exactly as big of a deal as we should about Shohei Ohtani.
That's what I'm saying.
Which is a big one, yeah.
But it's never going to be people want it to be this they want it to be Maguire Sosa again. We're never going back to that.
We got to figure out a Colin Cowherd analogy for that. It's baseball. Baseball thinks it's a Lamborghini,
right?
But you know what? Sometimes having a Toyota Camry, new model, all the bells and whistles,
not bad.
Going to last you for 300,000 miles.
Yeah,
take you to and from your next divorce hearing.
But
that's all you need out of a car.
It's every time I see someone be like, "Hey, why aren't we making a bigger deal of Shohei Ohtani?" It's we are. Yeah. He's incredible. He's electric. If you follow baseball even a little bit, you know about him. You think he's awesome. You think he's incredible. You want to watch his at-bats. And then there's just less people who follow baseball than there were 30 years ago. Mm-hmm. So that's just the reality of it.
It makes sense. But also he's trying to fix out the marketing problem by doing what we all said that he should have done, which is get rid of the 7-inning doubleheaders.
Yeah.
And then also he's considering banning the shift next year, which I think that'd be awesome to do.
Yes. I actually like the 7-inning doubleheaders.
You do?
Yeah.
Wow.
I do. I think doubleheaders are cool. There should be more doubleheaders.
I respect just the legacy of the game.
Yeah,
and
there
the
should
numbers.
be more doubleheaders. Billy, hot seat, cool throne.
My hot seat is Rick Pitino. Greece was eliminated from pool play in the Olympics.
Can he coach us?
Can Giannis play for U.S.?
The Olympics haven't started.
Well, the FIBA pool play.
Nice.
They got eliminated.
Nice.
They can't play.
They're not going to be in the Olympics?
No.
Wow. They got.
Because I was kind of hoping.
I'm not going to say it. Rick Pitino's a great coach.
He is.
I think he could have.
Could have helped to have Giannis.
It would have been hilarious if Greece beat the U.S.
Anthanasis.
Mm-hmm. Anthanasis.
That's what I was hoping would happen.
Slovenia's going to beat us with Luka.
Cool throne. Respect the cup people. the Tampa Bay Lightning dented the cup pretty bad. All the Respect the Cup people came out, the trophy lovers.
Yeah, Respect the Cup. It gets like fucked every year.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's the best trophy in the world.
The Stanley Cup is, without a doubt, the most abused trophy in sports, and that's what makes it so wonderful.
Yes.
The stories it could tell.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If the cup could talk.
And that was my hot seat cool throw.
Good job, Billy. All right, let's get to our interviews. We have first up Christian Yelich, and we got a word from one of our sponsors before we get to Christian Yelich.
Yeah, before we get to Christian Yelich, Cross Country Mortgage. If you're looking to buy a house, you should be talking to the good folks over at Cross Country Mortgage. Much like us at Barstool, they are a people-first group of people. They're dedicated to the fundamentals of mortgage lending, so you get a fast, convenient, and less stressful home financing or refinancing experience. If you already own a home, you can refinance right now. Rates are unbelievably low. Don't pay the bank more money than you need to. Our friends over at Cross Country Mortgage make it super simple to figure out how much you can save on your monthly basis and over the lifetime of your loan. The numbers, they can be staggering, and you don't know how much you can save unless you actually talk to an expert and you figure it out. So you can go to Cross Country Mortgage, check out the different type of rates that they have, check out what they can do for you in terms of special financing. If you're already a homeowner and you haven't refinanced recently, you might be leaving thousands, if not tens of thousands, or it could be hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table over the lifetime of your loan that could be working for you in other places. So check them out. Rates are at all-time lows. They might not ever get this low again. Call today. Our friends at Cross Country Mortgage are going to give you a free home valuation that's free to you just for calling. When you go to crosscountrymortgage.com/barstool, learn more about your future home buying experience or refinancing. Cross Country Mortgage, LLC, NMLS 3029, all loans subject to underwriting approval. www.nmlsconsumeraccess.org. Here's Christian Yelich.
Okay, we now welcome on a very good friend of ours. It's been a while, but it is Christian Yelich, 2018 MVP, no big deal. He was not in the home run derby because he doesn't hit home runs anymore, but he's still number one in our hearts. Christian, thank you for joining us. So I was looking at it. The first time you ever joined us on the show, when the home run derby bet was made, was 2017 All-Star Game in Miami. After that point, you were maybe the best baseball player in the world for like a year and a half. So I'm hoping that you reclaim that magic and you're back to being the best baseball player in the world.
Yeah, no, it was the 18 All-Star Game in DC. And yeah, you were right. Like literally the first.
It's Miami.
No, it's Miami in the second half of 17 and then all of 18. You were
No, it was the second half of 18, all of 19. Because that was the first. We did it in the lobby or like by the elevator in DC.
That was by the elevator in Miami, though.
That was Miami.
No, because I didn't make the All-Star Game in 17. I lost my wallet at the W on South Beach. The 2017 All-Star break. I lost all my shit on the beach. So I know I wasn't with you guys.
It was like in the hallway.
It was. It was in the hallway of one. I thought that was Miami. Okay, so I stand very corrected, but the point still stands that
you're right about the rest, though.
Yeah, the PMT bump. Let's actually start with that. So this season, maybe not the best start for you, but take me back.
Not great. No.
2 months. 2 months into the season, May 23rd, you hit your first home run. Took you 2 months. Yeah. How'd that feel?
Pretty good. It took me 2 months. I wasn't really playing. I only probably had 10 games at the time just because my back was all jacked up. But yeah, you got to get on the board, man. That's why I'm coming back with you guys. I need the bump again. We wrote it out for a pretty good heater, and then now we need a little refresher.
I feel like you need us to make another unreasonable bet because you are a spiteful guy. I like you, but I actually really hate you because you've made my life very stressful for the last couple of Junes. Thankfully, this year it wasn't so much the case, but there were some legitimate conversations that we've had to have on this show about eating each other's assholes. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I feel like you kind of thrive on that. You like seeing us uncomfortable. So is there – I can let you make the call. Like, do you want to put us in a bad situation again? Give us something to bet on?
You guys put yourselves in a bad situation. You kind of did that to yourselves, if I recall correctly. But you know what? One of the biggest regrets I have so far in my career is not being able to do that home run derby. Like, I want to do that so bad in 2019. I actually kind of got hurt practicing for it, and I remember texting with you and just being like, dude, like I blew out getting ready for it. Like, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I know how much everybody was looking forward to that, not only at Barstool, but just like everybody that follows this show or anybody that had any kind of idea what was going on and what was being said. So still bummed about that, and maybe we'll be able to do it one day, because it's a career-long bet, if I recall correctly.
It is.
You never said, like, next home run derby. You just said ever win a home run derby.
It is. And I remember when you texted me about your back, and I think I put on the fakest, oh, man, I'm so sorry, like, response of all time, where I was like, damn, that really sucks. Meanwhile, I'm like, fuck yes. Hopefully your back never gets better. But no, I
remember Dave was all pissed too, because like I think you guys had everything set up, everyone was gonna watch it and like live stream it, everything like that. And I was like, dude, I gotta pull the shoot. Like, I literally can't swing a bat right now.
Yes. So I do fully expect you to be in a home run derby at some point. You will have to hit some more home runs though. So maybe we're hurting ourselves.
I'm gonna have to play better in like the actual games before I can do the home run derby.
Yeah.
So.
But
that'll happen again eventually, I think. So we'll make this happen. I was talking to the guy yesterday that was supposed to throw to me in that derby. He was just texting me, like reaching out, saying hello. And I was like, hey, man, we got to do this like at some point before it's all said and done. Like, we got at least 7 more years left. So at some point, we're gonna get out there, I hope.
All right. So we also have to talk about the clip that went semi-viral last week. You got tagged out, making a slight move to second base, and I've never seen you that mad. You were very mad. So come on, you made a little bit of a move.
I watched the video. You deked.
You did.
You did
Your
a little.
hips.
Yeah, you did a little like shimmy.
What's Shakira? The hips don't lie.
Oh, it's open to interpretation. I believe that's what it says in the rule book too. It's a judgment call.
And also, I think
we disagreed to disagree on what was seen and what was being said, and then one of us had to go home early.
I think what made you mad wasn't necessarily that you got called out. It's the emphaticness with which the umpire called you out. Like, he punched you out. He wound up for that. He was really excited to make that call. I think that's what rubbed you the wrong way.
It was a lot of things. It was I think that was the 3rd game of the series, or it was just a lot of buildup that led to it. It wasn't just like that one instance, you know what I mean? But I don't really want to say too much on it because I'm probably already going to get fined a decent amount for my on-field antics there. Yeah. So we'll kind of just,
I'll ask you this way. Do you still get paid if you get kicked out of a game?
I think so. I've only been kicked out of a game twice. But this one was definitely my better one of the two. Like, if you're going to get thrown out of the game, like, I guess fully commit to getting thrown out of the game.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like, I didn't really even realize it was like a full blown like blackout snap. Like, I don't really remember it.
I was shocked.
All of it.
Yeah, I was shocked.
It's in there. Like, so people always think I'm this super like laid back, happy go lucky guy, but I'm kind of not. There's times where I am, but like I get pretty fired up out there sometimes. And people that play with me and like know me in a baseball sense know that's in there. But I'm like, my day to day life, I'm a pretty laid back guy. Like, kind of just chill,
But that's also like, it's funny when everyone's like, oh man, I thought he was so laid back. Well, he's a professional athlete and he's really fucking good. You have to have at least some competitive streak in you. What though? You can't talk about what happened on the field, but after, do you just go and take a shower and hang out, or did you go home? Like, what is it? Is it fun to watch the game in the clubhouse by yourself?
Yeah. So I didn't go home. I think it was the 6th inning, maybe 5th or 6th inning, somewhere in the middle of the game. My other ejection was the bottom of the 1st, so I actually had like the whole game to watch. So this one was at least in the middle. But Council, our manager, he got thrown out right before that, like the inning before. So he was already in the clubhouse at his desk. And to get back to our locker room, you have to walk down like a hallway, and it's past like the manager's office. So he was sitting in there, and I walked by his office, and I was like, well, shit. Like, what's up, man?
Look at us. Who would have thought?
Did you watch with him?
No, I didn't watch with them because we were still losing at the time. And when I got thrown out of my other game, the manager also got thrown out with me, Mattingly. And I watched the whole game with him in his office. And we ended up blowing like a 5-run lead. And watching the implosion of a 5-run lead with your manager while you're both kicked out of the game was a pretty uncomfortable experience.
That's interesting.
So I was like, all right. And then we tied it up. I was like, oh, I'll go say what's up to Counts now. Hopefully we make a comeback, and I'll watch it with him. Like, as I was going to his office, we gave up a homer, and I turned around, went back to the training room, and finished like my post game thing. Our GM was working out in the weight room, so I talked to him kind of about like what happened and all that. So I was just pretty much hanging out in shorts and a t-shirt in the clubhouse the whole time, and that was that. It's pretty uneventful. Like I was calm again after I got thrown out. Kind of just like walked back in, and there's some of our pitchers were in the locker room. Talked to them for a little bit, and that was that.
You feel like you have a little extra
and then
swagger?
It kind of was all over the internet. Like everybody was texting me the rest of the night. It kind of went everywhere because it was a pretty good snap. But
yeah, are you walking around like a badass? Like you feel like, hey, don't fuck with me. I'm liable to just snap on somebody.
Not really, because it's not really. It's not something that I do. And the umpire, he was the home plate umpire the next day for us, so we went up there. We kind of both had a pretty good laugh about it. My first at bat the next day, he was like, "What's up? Like, how's it going, man? What up, dude?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Are we good?" I was like, "Yeah, we're good. Like, shit happens. My bad." And then we just carried on. It was fine. But I think me and him will probably have a pretty good relationship, at least from my end. Like the rest of my career, it's a good laugh. And
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see if he hates me. I said I kind of went in on him a little bit, but
yeah,
it
seemed like
it's a classic case of guys being dudes. That's how we apologize. You just give us like a day, and then we see each other again, and you just look at the other person. You're like, "We cool?" And yeah, we're cool. And you don't have to actually talk about what happened or your feelings or anything like that. You just kind of acknowledge, okay, enough time has passed where I'm not mad anymore.
It was like the prototypical example of that. Actually, it was like, hey. We good? Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, that shit got crazy.
We both said some stuff.
Game. Yeah, nobody even like addressed it. Like no one was like my bad or anything like that. It was just like, we good? Yeah, we're good. Like, all right, cool. Have a good one. And then we played the game.
My favorite is when you're like, yeah, like two alpha males sometimes get together. A lot of stuff gets said. We butt heads sometimes.
Yeah.
And so it's a way that you can like apologize to another man, but also make yourself seem like the biggest alpha in the world.
Yeah, to where you're like, not like, hey, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you don't. Oh no, you never
We're
apologize.
Just two competitive dudes.
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do? Shit happens.
It's interesting though that the two times you've gotten kicked out, your manager has also been kicked out. Are you a little bit of a brown nose? You like a teacher's pet?
The first time I got kicked out first, and then like 30 seconds later, Donnie was yelling at the umpire too, and he got kicked out. This time, counsel was arguing a call. I think it was during a pitching change. And he got thrown out, and then an inning later, I got thrown out. So at least this time, like my actions weren't the reason why the manager got thrown out, which makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
And so he got chucked earlier, so I felt better about that one.
All right, so your season hasn't been going as well as you'd like, but you're going to turn it around. The Brewers though are in first place. The Cubs are done, so I don't even have like animosity. I did have a question though. That game 2 weeks ago when the Cubs were up 7-0 and the Brewers won 15-7. What the hell gets said in the like when you come off the field after giving up a 7 spot in the first inning? Are you guys all saying to each other, "Hey, we're still in this," but not really believing it, and then you actually ended up winning the game by a lot?
Well, like in that situation, you're like, well, shit. Like day game, last day of the series, down 7-0. You're like, well, that wasn't a great start, and you kind of come in and you still haven't hit yet, though, So there's 9 innings to play, and you're like, well, let's try and get like 1 or 2 here, and like see if we can keep it interesting, chip away. Never know what can happen. Like like, hey, we can't really let these guys score too much more because we're already chasing 7. So what everyone was saying was like, hey, let's just try and get 1 up there, 2 up there, and see what happens. And I think we did get 1 or 2 in the first, and then we got a bunch back in the second, or maybe it was tied in the second. And then, I've never seen a game like that though in my career. Like that whole series was pretty wild, like things that happened in it. And I don't even really know how to describe that game. Like you said, it was just. It was a
insane.
Football score, Bears-Packers game.
Yeah, I was listening on the radio, and I was like 7-0, and I was like, oh, Cubs are back. And then 2 seconds later, it was 7-6, and then you guys put up 8 runs in the 4th inning. It was like, okay, the season is pretty much over. And that was kind of like the end of the Cubs season in terms of like their losing streak and everything going poorly. But it always is funny to me when you see a score like that and you're like, it must be so weird to be in the clubhouse for that, or the dugout. It's like a softball game broke out where it's just everything is working and everyone's scoring and innings are lasting like an hour long.
Yeah, it was like 2.5 hours and we were in the third inning or whatever. So we're like, well, if we're gonna play a 7-hour game here, we might as well win.
Yeah.
And
how many?
Everyone was trying to. Yeah, it just went wild.
How many games per year do you actually get down about a loss? Because there's so many games that are played. Like, you can't take every loss super competitively, right? Or are there some guys that actually do hate losing that much that even over the course of a long season, it really affects them?
I mean, different losses definitely hurt more. Like that game, if it kept going south and you lose by 15, you're just like, well, that was a shitty day, but it's a baseball season. Like, it's going to happen. You're going to get blown out a couple times a year, even if you play on really good teams. But games where you're up like 3-2 in the 8th inning or 3-2 in the 9th, and you end up losing a tough one to somebody in the division, like that game definitely hurts a lot more than the one that was just like, well, that was just a shit show, and what are you going to do? Like, we'll get them tomorrow. So they have varying degrees. If you have losing streaks or just the time in the year when you lose, like they can hurt a little bit for sure. I mean, even though baseball's a game where you're guaranteed to basically lose at least 60 games a year, even if you're the best team in the game. So, yeah, they hurt a little bit different depending on the time.
What happens on a long losing streak? Are there guys like, let's say, so I think the Cubs lost like 10 in a row, 10 and 11, whatever it was. And I'm sure maybe in the Marlins you were on a team that had some of those losing streaks. Are there moments where different guys, like maybe 7 games in, a guy tries to give a rah-rah speech and it doesn't work, and it's like, well, fuck, what do we do now? Like, how does that play out when you're deep in a losing streak?
Yeah, I mean, there's like I think the most we lost with the Marlins, I think was 13 maybe, is when our manager got fired and then the GM of the team became the manager. I don't know if you remember that.
That was weird.
Time. But,
yep.
So, yeah, we lost 13 in a row, I think, right after that happened. And there's different phases of it. Like the first, like when you lose like 5 or 6, you're like, oh, man, like shit. Like everybody's like, all right, we kind of got to turn this around. It's going south. Like we need to, and then it gets like 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you're just like, what the fuck, dude? And you seem like you find a different way to lose every night. Like it's impossible to win. Like you said, you're up by 7 and you lose, or you're winning by like 1 or 2 and somebody gets like you got like bases loaded, 2 outs, and someone's bat shatters and the game winning run scores on that play. And you're like, we literally just cannot win. And sometimes it feels that way. And then one day it turns and you can rattle off 7 or 8. That's why baseball season, there's so many ups and downs in it, where there's times in the season where it feels like you're never going to lose again and you're on a 10-game winning streak and you cannot lose. Like no matter what you do, you can't lose. And then you go through a week where you cannot win. It doesn't matter who you're playing. You could have, the best pitchers in baseball going for you playing against the worst team in the game, and you just can't win because baseball's a freak game sometimes and weird stuff happens. So guys try everything. There's pump up speeches. There's guys are doing crazy things, trying crazy things, anything to just try and break the streak and to win. But if you're going to give a pump up speech, a word of advice is to like always wait till like your ace is pitching that night, or you've got like the best chance to win, or you're not going against the other team's ace.
Yeah.
You got to save, you got to have some feel with your speech. Because if you go out there and you're like, I don't know, if you're facing like Kershaw or something that night and you're on like a 7-game losing streak, you're like, guys, today's the day. We turn it around and he goes like 8 shutty with 14 Ks or something like that. And then you're like, oh God, that didn't work. You gotta wait till, like, the next day.
Yeah. Way worse situation than you had going into the night. I want to talk to you real quick about the Bucks, because you kind of got, I don't want to say overshadowed, but it seems like David Bakhtiari has a new favorite beer chugging buddy, and that's Dana Beers. Have you been invited back to the playoffs? Have you been invited to a Bucks game this postseason to show off your drinking skills?
Yeah, our schedule just hasn't really lined up for it. We've been out of town, or we've been playing at the same time. They're playing right now, but it's the All-Star break, so I'm not in town. I was texting D-Bach about it. He's asked if I was going to go to the game or not. What we really need to see is a Dan Vogelbach Bakhtiari chug off.
Oh.
I think that would be. I've seen Vogie hammer a beer before because I just wanted to see how fast he could chug it. And I'm not going to lie, he'd give D-Bach a run for his money. I'm not saying he'd win because I respect D-Bach's abilities. I've seen it up close as well. Pretty impressive stuff. but I think the state of Wisconsin and beer chugging fans alike would really need to see it. We need to settle that one of these days. I was hoping we can make that happen. I'm not sure where Game 6 lines up. If we make it to Game 6, I think we may be able to go or not. But
you guys have a Game 6 at home.
Do we?
Maybe they'll move it. I don't know. That would be electric, though.
Is it a day game, night game?
It's a night game, Tuesday night.
They have to move that, though.
They would have to move
that. The only thing I would tell you is next time, can you make sure that the beer is topped off?
Well, so what happened with that was I didn't know. I was just drinking a beer,
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't really know I was going to chug it. And D-Bach like elbowed me. He goes, "Hey, bro, you're up in like 5 seconds." And so I had already had like 3/4 of a beer, or maybe it was even half. I was like, "Well, what do you mean?" Because I was on the IL at the time, so I wasn't really playing. And I was like, "I don't know if this is like the greatest look right now if I'm not playing." And I'm hammering beers at the Bucks game, and our GM and everybody was there. And then I was on the screen and kind of played it off as like I was meant to do that the entire time. Kind of gave it the stand up and the walk around, and I didn't even know if I could chug it, honestly, because I hadn't chugged a beer in a really long time. But I saw what happened with Aaron, and I was like, dude, I gotta finish this thing. And there's a moment of panic there when it's tilted back. You can see me like there's like I don't know if this is gonna happen here. And we powered through it. And that's where the victory celebration kind of came in. D-Bach's all fired up, going wild. And I wouldn't give myself an A for the chug by any means. Like it wasn't impressive, but we got the job done, and that's kind of half the battle, you know?
Yeah, you got through it. It would have been very fun if you had just thrown up immediately while you were chugging the beer.
It's also just so perfect, so Wisconsin, that this is like a thing at Bucks games, and it's like everyone is just like, this is fucking awesome. All of our sports, every player who plays in a Wisconsin, sport has to come and chug a beer as fast as they can.
Right. It's just what you got to do. It makes for a great environment too. Like it's an awesome place to watch a game. Like
it is.
Really any of the sports teams in Wisconsin, it's a cool atmosphere no matter where you go watch the game. But those Bucks playoff games are electric.
Yeah. All right, we gotta ask you this because we need a headline. What do you think about the whole spider tack stuff? Have you noticed that a difference in the pitches you're seeing since the ban has been enacted?
Maybe a little bit. I mean, I know it was fairly prevalent, but it was one of those things like nobody was really doing anything about it, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it kind of just became a big deal. I felt like that kind of happened overnight, but yeah, it was definitely one of those things where there were some nights where you could hear it sounded like Velcro going off guys' fingers when they're, especially in the 2020 season where there was no fans and it was a lot quieter in the stadiums. But I mean, guys are so good that I feel like they don't really need it. Like we've kind of shown like, hey, you guys are still really good. They can still spin the baseball. I'm not a pitcher, so I don't really know how big of a difference it really makes. It's hard to tell from the batter's box. I'll be honest. Like I still think guys are pretty nasty. Maybe that's because I'm not playing very well, so the baseball looks like an aspirin coming up there. But yeah, it was just one of those things that just gained a lot of traction out of nowhere. I felt like I think everybody in the game kind of just knew guys were using stuff to get a grip, but non-pitchers like myself, I don't know if I really know how big of a difference it does or doesn't make.
Yeah,
because guys are still pitching well. Like all the best pitchers in the game are still pretty much doing the best in the game, even after the ban. So I think it was one of those things where like everybody thought there was going to be like this massive difference, or like these guys are going to stink all of a sudden, and that just wasn't really the case. I don't know what you guys think about it, but that's kind of from my perspective.
Well, I think it's kind of weird the timing that Major League Baseball had to do it in the middle of a season, like not even over an All-Star break.
Yeah.
They just like decided one day, okay, now the rules are going to take effect, and then you had managers that I guess you just get to call out the opposing pitcher whenever you want. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I mean, I think we saw that happened the one time, I think, right? It was like the Phillies-Nats game, but that hasn't happened in any of the Brewers games or anything like that. Like it's been pretty standard. The umpire checks the pitcher's glove and hat, and we're on their way. And it's like a 3-second check. So
I feel like if your manager requests the check and they find out that the pitcher's clean, the manager should have to step into the box and take an at bat.
I mean, Yeah, it's pretty bad if you don't. Like, you better have pretty good idea that there's guys going to something or using something if you're gonna call them out. I wish, you know what I wish though? I wish normal people could take at bats.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like this, I think it'd be pretty cool. I don't. There's no way that it'd actually be able to happen or anything like that. Maybe like live BPs in spring training. I think it'd be cool though, like just to give people a perspective on like baseball and like hitting. Or
hardest
even
thing to do in sports.
I honestly think if I stood in the box against Jacob deGrom and he threw 1,000 pitches, I don't think I'd make contact more than once. Maybe luckily.
It honestly sounds extreme, but I really think you're right.
Yeah, like I would get lucky maybe a couple times, but that would be pure luck. There would never be a time where I would swing being like, I'm about to hit this.
Yeah, I mean, I think, no joke, I think like there's a chance that you could maybe like foul tip one,
right?
But like if there was like an actual defense out there and like getting a hit, like there's no chance. Like actually, is you go 0 for 1,000.
Yeah, it'd be crazy.
I also think that you would just get exhausted swinging the bat 1,000 times.
Yes.
So if you could do like one at bat per day, for 1,000 days in a row, I feel like one of those you could get a foul tip.
Yeah, because eventually, like you'd
have a better chance. You have a better chance of a 1,000 at bats in a single day of foul tipping a ball. If you did one at bat for 1,000 days, I'd say 0.
Yeah, because you can't get in a rhythm. Like eventually, you'd just be standing there and you'd just be pure guessing on timing.
Right.
Like, okay,
you'd
I know
enough, and like you'd be able to like get the bat in the way of the ball at least like one time. I feel like
like I know. Yeah, I know where he is in his windup. Now's the time I got to start swinging and hope that I guessed right.
Yeah, but the thing with him is like his ball goes like this, kind of like it feels like it's going like that.
Shit.
And then I mean he throws 95-mile-an-hour sliders, and they look like fastballs until you go to swing at them, and they're not. So it'd be an awesome experience. Like I don't know how that would ever happen. Like for people just to be able to see that. And I know there's those websites like on Twitter and Instagram and stuff. I think they're like the Pitching Ninja things where like they overlay the two balls, the fastball and slider, and just like people that think hitting and stuff is easy. Like it's kind of funny when you guys like face like Hader or something, you know, and there's a guy on third and less than 2 outs. It's like, well, just make contact, you know, get the guy in there. It's like, well, dude,
right.
This guy's throwing 100 from like behind you and the balls are rising and you don't really know where it's going to be. And then it could be not a fastball too.
On the flip side, what always amazes me is like when a guy like Aroldis Chapman, who's had struggles this year because his movement is just not the same. And it's crazy to me that like a guy who throws 100, but he has no movement, everyone crushes him because it like eliminates that one variable. And now everyone in MLB, even though it's 100 miles an hour, if it's straight and doesn't move, you guys can all fucking like smash on that.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of it's just like location based. I think pitchers go in slumps too, you know, where they're not really hitting their spots as well as they usually do, or just freak things happen to them too. You know, they hit a guy, a broken bat single, and then a homer. There's 3 earned runs right there before like anything happened. So pitchers go through slumps too, but yeah, a lot of it's just like location based, and all the best pitchers in the games are the guys that, you know, throw really hard with that velocity and then can locate it really well. And like, I'm going to be honest, like facing Chapman as a left-handed hitter is not a great time either. I'm not going to lie.
Right.
It's not, you're not like stoked to go up there by any means.
So let me ask you this then, because Kyle Hendricks, obviously I love Kyle Hendricks, like you face him a bunch. He doesn't throw faster than 88 tops, but he just all location. Like how much does that fuck with you when it's
well, you
slower?
go for 1,000 against him too.
Yeah.
Even though he throws 87, 88, just because like I enjoy facing him because I don't do well against him either. Like I wouldn't say like I crush him. We've had a lot of battles over the years just because we're in the same division and face each other all the time. But yeah, he's got 3 different fastballs and 3 different changeups and a curveball, and he locates it and moves the ball around really well and throws any pitch in any count. And so I don't think people appreciate that either. Like the art of pitching, like the way he does it because he throws 4-seam fastball that kind of cuts a little bit, like a 2-seam fastball. He throws 4-seam fastball at the top of the zone. He has a 2-seam changeup that cuts a little bit, and then the straight changeup that looks like a 4-seam fastball. It's not. And then his curveball is pretty good too. it's not what he's really known for. He's known for fastball changeup. He can front door you with two seamers, back door you with cutters, fastball. So he's just moving it everywhere, and all of this, he can make all of his pitches look the same. And people don't understand that either. Like, oh, he's throwing 87. Like, how can you not hit that? It's like, well, dude, you have no idea.
Right. It could be 82 and you don't know the difference between the two.
Right. You really don't. Like, they all look the same coming out of his hand. It's impressive too. Like, and one of them just never gets there. They're the same pitch and one of them's 10 miles an hour slower and it just never gets there. And he's had all the success he's had in the game, for a reason.
Is there a certain pitcher who's like, if you were to pick one pitch from an individual pitcher for a person like us to step into the batter's box and you get one crack at it, what is the nastiest pitch?
Oof. The guy with the nastiest pitch. I mean, there's a lot of guys with electric fastballs. Like, I don't know who I think DeGrom's probably the guy that is like, it's pretty impressive. Like, I faced him a lot too when I was in the NL East, and that was before he was throwing like 102. He was just only throwing 96 at the time. But give some appreciation there. I think Hader, our closer, you can watch it on TV or in video, and like certain guys' fastballs look different. Like, there's different 98s. Some of them feel light and they don't feel as hard as it says. And then there's other guys' stuff that it'll say like 95, and you're like, dude, I swear that's 110.
Is that like the rising action on it? The balls that
the rise and the four seam, like the deception, the way they throw it. Like, sometimes you're like, dude, this, like, you don't see certain guys as well. Like, I might see a guy better than you see a guy, and he could be really good or be not as good, and we both have different opinions on him. Like, that's why it's just a fascinating game.
Yeah. I mean, fastballs, it is always fascinating to me how much, like, 2 miles an hour, or just, like I was saying with Chapman, like, when he doesn't have movement on his fastball, it could be 100, but it's not the same. Like, I've always heard, like, guys whose fastball seems to get faster, like, at the end, you know what I mean? Like, it pops. Is that something that's real?
Well, so, like, people understand that now. Like, a few years ago, you wouldn't really know why a ball got on you like that.
Right.
And now it's because they have ways of telling, like, extension, like how far down the mound he is when he lets go of the ball. Like, guys that let it go closer to home plate, obviously their fastball plays better. The release, like, some guys release the ball higher or lower, and the guys that have the lower release, the ball seems to, like, take off a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Like, low releases and, like, height above the ground where they release the ball. And then that's where the spider tack thing came in, was in the RPMs on guys' fastballs. Like, the higher the RPMs, the more life and rise you'll get to it. And that's kind of where people were pointing to where it became kind of a problem in the game. And so if you had a guy that could combine all three of those things, then it's a tough AB, to say the least.
It's an issue, yeah. And if you want to sound really smart to your friends at home, just say, hey, a rising fastball doesn't actually rise. It just doesn't drop as fast as you think it's going to drop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, people forget that.
Yeah, it just holds its plane better, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What about a knuckleball? Could I step into the batter's box against a knuckleball and take 1,000 swings and hit one?
Maybe, just because the velocity is not as hard, and sometimes they don't do anything.
Right.
Like, sometimes a knuckleball just literally just kind of floats in there. If someone ripped off a good one, then no. Like, major league guys look stupid on a really good knuckleball. They're hard to even catch, let alone hit.
Yeah.
If they catch them pretty good. Like, guys that have a good knuckleball, you don't want to play catch with them because you actually might get hit in the face. If they catch it right, it's like, damn, no thanks, I'm good on that.
Fuck.
But there's not really too many knuckleballers left in the game. I think RA was one.
Everyone's using spider tack now. You can't throw a knuckleball no spin if you got all that stuff on it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You guys ever try that? You ever gotten like a can of that stuff?
Right here.
Yeah.
Right there.
I use it to blog.
How sticky is that though? For
very,
real? Like, it's incredibly sticky.
Very sticky. Doesn't help my typing.
That was nice by you, by the way. That was a really smart move to be like, I've never seen a can of that.
Yeah, never seen.
Yeah, never in the Brewers dugout. No.
Yeah, and my
never.
beer was just accidentally half drank.
Yeah. No, I've never seen.
Yeah.
What is that spider tack stuff you got?
Yeah, never seen it. Text me a picture after.
All right, I got one last question. Use code PFT on roback.com for 20% off your first purchase. RHOBACK.com, code PFT. They make the best performance poles and the only performance poles we wear. We're going to send you one, Christian. We send everyone our Roback Performance Q-Zips when they come on the show. This is maybe some may say this is a mean question. I don't think it's that mean, but you haven't been great this year. So is it weird sometimes, like for division rivals, like if you haven't gotten a hit against a team, to be like, hey, I just got a hit, my first hit against the Cubs in the middle of July. Do I stand on first base and be like, hey, Rizzo, how was the off season?
It could. I love talking to Riz at first base. We always have some good conversations over there about who knows what. It just kind of depends what's going on or how we're both doing at the time. Kind of laugh at each other.
Yeah,
we laugh at each other about how hard baseball is sometimes.
Yeah,
he's a great guy, man. I love talking to him over there. I really like all. I mean, I know it's a rivalry, but I really like all those guys over there. They're good dudes. We've had some passionate games over the years, but.
I don't believe you.
Fun,
I don't believe you with Wilson Contreras. It feels like I have a theory. Actually, here's my last question. I have a theory that it's just if you're a good catcher, you should be hated by the other team. Like the catcher position is somehow always the most hated guy on each team.
Really?
I feel like that's the case. Because I don't know.
I've always had good conversations with Wilson. You go to the plate, I always say hello to him. We've played against each other for a long time. Obviously, respect him. He's beaten us a few times on his own. He's literally hit a few walk-off homers against us, I think. So, super talented. There's always going to be that rivalry when you play each other so much, but you gotta respect like how talented people are and the way they play the game. And there's obviously a lot of those guys on the Cubs are very talented, and we've had some good fun battles. And we've come out on top on some. They've come out on the top on some, and like I said, who knows what's going to happen here in the next few months, but, Riz, KB, Javi, Wilson, like that core over there, we've had a good run against them. And I've always enjoyed playing against them, even though it's a rivalry and the two fan bases don't really get along. I think the players do. We've had a couple dust ups. We've had a couple benches clearing things, but there's never been any fight, and just the occasional shouting across the way at each other. But that's really been about it.
Will you sprint to first base on your next walk for us? Patrick Wisdom said he would. I don't know if he ever did. He kind of did.
He like jogged lightly.
Yeah.
It's my favorite move in baseball.
Please.
Just a full sprint?
Yeah.
Like, Nemo from the Mets does it every time.
Yes, do it.
Eckstein used
your
to
next
do it.
walk.
Yeah.
Just a sprint and a breakdown at first base?
Yeah, just run it for show some hustle. There are a lot of youngsters watching you at home. Yeah.
Don't turn
towards second.
I can't
turn towards second because it gets heated after that happens. I don't really love that.
You did. The hips moved. I watched it like six times before this interview. The hips moved.
But I didn't move my shoulders or anything. Like I didn't attempt to. There was no way I actually went to second base.
There was a shimmy.
Like in basketball, you guard the guy's hip. You guard the guy's belly button because he can't go anywhere without it. Your torso moved.
My belly button was looking right at the foul pole. I don't care what you said. Just straight on deadlock, staring it down. So how are you going to know if I sprint on a walk though? I feel like you're not locked in on every Brewers game.
I'm not.
There'll be highlights.
People will say like, "Oh, he sprinted on the walk," and then we can be like, "Yeah, he respects 90," and then we'll put this clip in.
That should also be it's going to be a SportsCenter top 10 play. Just the hustle that you would show.
That's fair. You got to do something every night, to contribute to a win. And so I haven't really been getting the big hit lately. So I can hustle. I can give hard 90s.
Yes,
like you said.
Exactly. She's trying to get out of the slump.
To set the tone, do the little things right, and the big things come. That's what they say, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Little things add up to big things in the long run. And I'm watching this replay again. Your belly button moved. Your belly button.
No chance.
It did.
Listen, Shohei Ohtani is the face of baseball.
The conversation at first base kind of went like this, and then it escalated a little bit, and I got thrown out. So I'm going to get thrown off the podcast here pretty soon, too.
You're the belly button of baseball.
Yeah. It moved.
Man.
I would have called it the same exact way. I would have called it the same exact way.
We just played too many games. We played too many games, all right? Things were heated. Passions were high. Guys being dudes, you said, and then one thing led to another, and one of us had to leave the game early.
All right.
Well, you're out of here.
Yeah, we're good luck for the rest of the season. Now that the Cubs are in full rebuild mode again, I wish you personal success. I hope you have a great second half. It would be great if you just rattled off an incredible second half, and it's just you have to come on this show to find your magic. I'm serious.
If I have another great second half, but this is going to be a yearly thing for the rest of my career on the All-Star break. We're coming on PMT and just getting the bump. And
maybe a little of your salary goes to us.
Well, it depends. It depends if it works or not.
Okay. Yeah. What does work mean? What if you hit 20 home runs in the second half?
Yeah, sure.
So we get a little of your salary. Number, right? 20 home runs in the second half, we get a little of your salary.
25% of your salary. For every home run you hit, we get that percentage.
No, let's say if you hit 20 home runs in the second half, you give this podcast $15,000.
20 homers in the second half?
Yes.
What do we get? What are we spending it on?
Well, you know what? We're going to do a parlay. No. We'll go to we'll come out. We'll do, where do you live in the offseason? California, right?
Scottsdale, Malibu, yeah, kind of all over.
Okay, perfect. So if
we'll go shopping?
If you hit 20 home runs, then we'll come we'll do like a weekend where you put us up at a 5-star resort. We all hang out, play wiffle ball, and you take us out to dinners and shit, and just on Christian. New shoes, we get matching outfits. So it doesn't have to be cash, but you have to spend it on
guys trip. We'll go on a guys trip.
Remember Brewster's Millions, the movie? You have to spend $15,000 on us in a weekend.
All right.
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, just a guy's
That's
trip.
Fair.
I was going to say that we take the 15 grand, we reinvest it, and we bet on Christian Yelich to hit another home run in the playoffs. And then if that hits, then guess what?
I can't be a part of that.
He can't be a part of that.
No,
he can't be a part of that. So it'll be a guy's trip. You'll spend it on us. 20,000. Let's say 20. Come on. 20 for 20.
Hey,
20 for 20.
Fine.
How about
20 home runs is a lot of home runs in the second half.
That's a lot of home runs. I think my MVP half was 25 or something like that.
Right. All right. So this is good. 20 for 20. If you hit 20 home runs, we'll do a Brewster's Millions, but it's $20,000 weekend where Christian just spends it on us and we just go and fucking ball out.
Yeah, we'll do something fun. Guys weekend.
Yes. I love this.
If you want to bump it up to 100,000, we'll eat each other's assholes.
This is when we always negotiate ourselves out of something. Yeah. We should
think about it. Think about the 100,000.
We'll think about it.
All right, 20 home run watch starts today. I fucking love this.
Love it.
All right.
Be locked in.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
You got it, guys. Good talking to you again.
See you.
Christian Yelich was brought to you by Raycon. Great friends over at Raycon. We love their earbuds, whether it's for work or play. A lot of us are going to be on the move this summer, so my advice to you is take your Raycons with you. Whether you're at a ball game, whether you're on your commute, a pair of Raycons wireless earbuds in your ear can make all the difference. They look great, and they feel even better. They come in a range of cool colors, and they have customizable gel tips included for a comfortable in-ear fit. Raycons are built to go wherever you go with quick and seamless Bluetooth pairing and a compact charging case. We love Raycons. They fit in your ears perfectly. I like to wear them if I'm on a city bike, biking around town. They don't fall out. If I'm at the gym, not to brag, working out, I like to put the Raycons in. They stay in there. They're comfortable. They sound great. And listen up, Raycons offering 15% off all their products. For my listeners, here's what you got to do to get it. Go to buyraycon.com/take. You get 15% off your entire Raycon order. It's such a good deal. You're probably going to want to get a second pair to spare, and all you have to do is go to buyraycon.com. Buyraycon.com/take, 15% off. And now here he is, David Jauss.
And now for something completely different.
Okay, we now welcome on a very special guest. It is Dave Jauss. You saw him on Monday night. The pitching phenom. He was pitching to Pete Alonso to his victory in the MLB Home Run Derby. You took the world by storm because you were an incredible pitcher. Let's start here. How's your arm today? Because you threw a lot of pitches last night.
I've been blessed with this right arm from the shoulder down to the fingers. Have never been hurt for 44 years. My back, my ears, my nose, of course, my head. Those things are hurting every day. But for some reason, I've never had a problem with my arm. And I probably threw less pitches yesterday than I do on a normal BP day.
So
I'm ready to do that all the time.
How did you find out that you were really, really good at throwing batting practice? Was it because as a pitcher you got hit a lot, or did you just get into a zone?
Actually, I didn't. I was an infielder. Only played in college, but I had to. When I started my managing career, which was a lot earlier than most players, because it wasn't because I was hurt. It wasn't because I wasn't looked at as a college player. We had 8 guys sign contracts in the college I was at my senior year. So they were looked at, and it wasn't that I didn't have good coaching, because my high school coach is in the Illinois High School Hall of Fame. My college coach is in the College Baseball Hall of Fame. So I have good coaching. It was complete lack of talent that I had to go into coaching and managing. And so I was the only coach and head coach and manager on my teams, both Canadian professional baseball, college baseball. And so I had to throw to every player. And I also had to catch bullpens and all that. So I had to throw right away, and I knew I could throw and make them a lot better hitters than I was, because I wanted them to have a chance to be confident. And it started back in 1980, and I've been able to do it. And some years I throw every day of the year.
Wow. I mean, it was incredible, your location. You did hit him once. You hit Pete once. Was that a brushback? Was that like a, hey, just so you know, I'm still the boss out here?
No, and actually when I threw it, our youngest son, who's my media director right this moment, he got this computer set up and everything. As a pitcher, he drilled a lot of guys. He was a really good pitcher, but he drilled a lot of guys. And so as I hit Alonso, the ball slipped out of my hand. I said, wow, I'm like my son, because I drilled him. It was the first guy I ever drilled. And then also I said in 95, when oftentimes I threw to Cal Jr. when he was breaking the consecutive streak, I used to throw to him. I said, I never hit Cal. How can I hit this guy? It was the first guy I'd ever hit in my life. And so it was not a drill back. It was a slip ball, and I couldn't believe Pete laughed about it. And the next ball, he yanked out of there. So it was kind of funny. I got a message from our trainer last night, the Mets trainer, Brian Chickalo. Great man, left me a message, said, congratulations, fun to watch you. By the way, we wonder if we're going to have to put Pete on the IL when he comes back.
It was great. It was a great moment. I noticed you weren't wearing a hat, and I feel like you were more locked in than anyone else because of the lack of hat. Was that – do you never wear a hat when you throw BP? You seem so much more focused than everyone else, and I swear it was partially because of the hat.
I never wear a hat throwing BP. I always take it off. I always try to take these glasses off, but I never wear a hat. I don't have any chance of having any hair ever in my eyes, so it's okay. I've saved a lot of money on hair dryers and shampoo in my life. So so maybe that's it. But Dante Bichette, as a hitting coach, never wore a hat, but that's because he's got a beautiful looking face.
Yep.
I got a face for a radio, so I'm good on that.
I read that you one time threw a 100-inning game.
In the one college I was at was Atlantic Christian College in Wilson, North Carolina. It's now called Barton. And for a fundraiser, we threw a 100-inning game, and I threw to both teams. Now, we did start the count 1-2, a 1-2 count. So there was plenty of times it was a 2-pitch to the hitters, but we played both teams. Had the captain was the manager of one team, the other captain was the manager of the other team. It was a really good fundraiser, and I threw that and then dragged the field afterwards. Because of course you're the only coach, and you're also the groundskeeper. You're also, heck, my first college job was at Westfield State College in like 1982. I was a head coach, the youngest coach in the nation. I made $1,500 a year, and my budget was $1,500. Graduate at Amherst College. I had a master's degree from UMass Sport Management Department, and yet I was making $1,500 a year for my job. My grandfather always asked me. He said, "Hey, when are you going to get a real job?"
Yeah, you
got a great job.
I haven't had to.
You got a great. So I want to mention your college real quick because I saw a quote that was tweeted out last night. You said in 1991, 40% of Amherst grads are lawyers, 40% are doctors, 15% go into some kind of business. The other 5% are idiots like me enjoying what they're doing. Now, my question is, does that also apply to Williams College next door?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt, but don't let them be haughty-taughty, say that they don't do it. No, and guess what? All those 95 other percent guys that graduate, and now girls, when I started it was not co-ed, but now girls, they always call me and want to know what I'm doing, or the other 5% at Williams. And I never call them other than to say hi and stuff like that, but I never ask them what they're doing at some, high-tech company or in the medical room diving into somebody's bladder or spleen or something like that.
So I asked because sitting in this room right now, who he was our intern, but he's now full-time, is someone who might have graduated from Williams, and he would be in the 5% of idiots, but guess what? He's got a great job, so I feel like you guys are kindred spirits in that respect.
We are, and he's an F-man. How are you an F-man?
Eves.
F-man, it's called an F-man. And I was a until they changed it, I was a Lord Jeff. Then they found out that the Lord Jeff had a bad history, and so now they're like the woolly mammoths or something. But I would go back to Chicago after going to Amherst my first year, and all my buddies in Chicago would say, so what's your nickname? And I'd say the Bobcats, because I couldn't say Lord Jeff. They'd run me out.
Wait, what's an F-man?
Ephraim.
Is that like a fuck boy?
Yeah.
No.
Easy. I'm not.
He said it. You didn't.
I said
That's
it,
okay. Yeah. You're okay.
You can blame me. We're on the radio. It's a podcast. You can get away with stuff.
That's funny though, because I saw that quote and I thought that's a great quote, because our guy Billy here wrestled with the hey, should I go get a job where I'm a doctor or a lawyer, or maybe try out being a 5% idiot and have a good time.
Yeah. I'm glad you are doing it. And guess what? We have 3 sons. My wife and I have 3 sons. They all are much more brilliant than I am. My wife is much smarter than I am. She's written 2 books, but all 3 of our boys are in the game. One's a scout with San Francisco Giants. He actually lives in Wrigleyville. He does the Midwest states for the Giants. He's an amateur scout. The middle one lives in Scottsdale. He's a mental skills coach for the Diamondbacks. I always say he had 28. He's 28 years old. He's had 28 years of learning what not to do mentally, like I do. And then our youngest has just taken a coaching position at Boston College. He's a pitching coach, graduated from NYU, and he's my media director today.
That's fascinating. You're actually the perfect person to ask this question. We brought it up on the last show. I don't think we had a good answer for it, though. At what point do you switch from being a baseball coach to a baseball manager? Because I'm pretty sure in college you're still a baseball coach, right?
Yeah. You're a head coach in college, and even my first managing job in 1980, when I went up to Woodstock, New Brunswick, in the Canadian Senior League, I was still a head coach, because it's like if you go to a semi-pro team or a professional team in like Germany or Italy or Australia that's not part of the baseball affiliate, the professional baseball affiliate, you're a head coach. But in professional baseball, you're a manager. They call you a manager, and that's the reason you're a bench coach rather than an assistant head coach or something like that. It's terminology. It's also the reason why we wear uniforms on the bench, where in every other sport they wear, pullovers, or they used to wear suits.
So bench coach in baseball, I think, is like the coolest job, because can you explain to me exactly what your day-to-day as a bench coach looks like? Because I always look at it and I'm like, he gets to sit next to the manager. He gets to maybe give him a little input. The manager can take it or not. He gets to hang out with the guys. It seems like a pretty good life. So what am I missing here? Is it just, it's a pretty fun existence, correct?
I believe that everything in baseball has been a fun existence. And I did have some years with the Pittsburgh Pirates, and we always like to say that Willie Stargell, one of his favorite quotes was, they don't say work ball to start the game of baseball. They say play ball. Mm-hmm. And so I've been able to play for 45 years of my working life. And a bunch of them have been the bench coach. You're whatever the manager needs, whatever his strengths are, you complement those strengths, but you really work on what his weakness is, because everybody has a weakness. So if they're a really good relationship guy and not a good numbers guy, you take care of the numbers. Or I've had a manager who was a really good numbers guy but didn't want to admit it to any of the players because it wasn't that time that it was good to be a good numbers guy. So I was the guy that was the numbers guy, the numbers geek, and he could be the relationship guy and the hunch guy. It wasn't a hunch. He had numbers going through his head all the time. And you do a lot of scheduling. You're really that go-between so that you try to deflect some of the stuff that the manager's plate so he doesn't have to take care of it. But these days, a lot of coaches do that. You know, when I first started, it really was the bench coach. And then, heck, when I first started, the ex-bench coaches were the guys that kept the manager out of getting in trouble after the game, be it yelling at media, be it yelling at players, or being it going out a little bit too much.
Right. I like that. Yeah. And can you tell when you have a manager that's about to get ejected from the game? Like when he gets to the ballpark that day, you know that he's on one and he's looking to get tossed?
Rarely have I ever had a manager that I knew was going to get tossed before. But often before the inning started, or you never were surprised unless the umpire made a bad ejection because you can hear it coming. And there are times that you knew that, hey, the manager, you know, this would really help the club this time if there was a really good opportunity. Take the burden on you. And managers do a great job at this. Take the burden on you. Now, I can't say as when I did manage in winter ball and in minor leagues, I was kind of an idiot as a manager because I've never gotten thrown out as a bench coach. But I got thrown out of 18 out of 60 games in 1999. In Dominican Winter League. That's got to be a record.
Very impressive. I actually heard that you got banned from the Dominican League for 2 years.
I did one time. They said I was unprofessional wearing shorts coming out after being ejected, coming out onto the dugout, and I accosted one of the umpires, which was they fabricated the story. Of course, 1 week later, Jose Offerman took over my job, and he punched a guy out, which was also fabricated because the punch never connected. Well, the umpire just fell to the ground.
He took a dive?
Not that he should have tried to take a punch, but...
So you were just getting kicked out of every game, and then you just got kicked out of the league.
Yeah, that happened.
It sounds like it was just a glorified dress code violation, though. You were wearing shorts, and they got mad because you came out there and you were showing some gam, and they're like, we got to send this guy home.
Well... Moises Alou was the general manager for Escogido at that time. And for some reason, our best hitter, Timo Perez, was hit 10 straight times. And I heard that, like, some of the pitchers would get some sort of extra bonus when that happened.
What?
And so the 10th time it happened, I complained to the umpire, and he kicked me out. I said, wait a second. I didn't ask our guys to drill anybody. So now all of a sudden it's in the 13th inning and things are going crazy and I'm out on the top step and they say that my dress code was bad.
So along those same lines, you've been part of bench clearing brawls because you've been in Major League for a very long time. What is a bench coach's like? What is the checklist when a bench clearing brawl happens? What are you doing first? What are you doing to make sure that like everything's cool? What goes through your head when it's like, all right, it's go time. We're going for this.
Well, it happens a lot, I mean, it happens in your family sometimes. Your sons go after each other and stuff like that, and you got to make sure that you break things up and not escalate it. And so usually you try to make sure you take care of a player on another team that you can handle, so that they don't add to it, and then you also try to save your best player so he doesn't get suspended after it. Now, when you bring that thing up, I still remember my son showing me the clip, and I think it was from you guys when you were saying, how about that Jauss guy there was a Pittsburgh-Cincinnati brawl, and I was like the last guy to get out of the dugout. Well, there's a whole lot of people in front of me, and Clint at that time had 2 bad hips, and he couldn't get out, and Clint is one of the strongest men, and Sean Rodriguez, he and Sean are studs. And I'm trying to get behind, so my knees don't quite work. And so they're now at home plate, and I'm trying to get out there. And you're you're jacking on Jauss, the old guy. The ball's gonna be over by the time you got out there, and I was dying laughing. My kids had such a good laugh on me on that one, but it's you grew up in the streets and the alleys in Chicago, and you got in some brawls, and then it's you see it publicly now because it's at PNC or it's at Great Ballpark of America or American Park and all that, but it's the same thing. Kids are kids. They're kids in the dugout, and it doesn't matter if they're 35 playing a game at the big league level or it's at the softball park down the road. Those things happen.
Have you had a chance to take stock of your legacy as a home run derby pitcher and think to yourself, like, am I the greatest home run derby pitcher of all time?
No, and when it's really fun that this has happened, to get a chance to talk with you and have my whole family here to be able to enjoy this and get to know Pete's family, because I've gotten to know Pete. But to put it in perspective, probably the most time I ever got compliments publicly was in 2004. I was the advanced scout for the Red Sox. And we came back from 0-3 against the Yankees, and then we sweep the Cardinals. And guys like Schilling and Lowe and Pedro and Ortiz and Veritek, and they said that our reports, myself and the two guys that were in the field with me who were scouts, and Galen Carr, who was the video scout at that time, we put it, we worked all year and did a really good job. And they complimented me personally a bunch. And so you'd walk around Boston, you'd have your ring, and they'd say, "Oh yeah, you were the reason that you could come back from 0-3." And the first thing I'd say is, no, I wasn't, because those reports were there also for the going 0-3. We were 0-3, and those same reports were there 0-3. So it's the execution of the players, because that Red Sox team, to win 7 games in a row, they executed. They played together. It was awesome, and that's the same thing last night. As I look at, I could have thrown those pitches to somebody else last night and they wouldn't have gone. It was Pete Alonso. He's really a special hitter. He's a special power hitter. And in that type of venue, in that type of competition, that's pretty special to see him do that.
It's interesting that you brought up 2004 because everybody does talk about coming from behind when you're down 0-3, which, I mean, for understandable reasons, it was an epic comeback. It was like one of the greatest comebacks of all time in sports. But nobody really talks about what happened next in the World Series. It almost felt like the World Series was a foregone conclusion at that point because of all the momentum you had. But I can't imagine that you expected to go in there and sweep the World Series. If
you ask guys like Kevin Millar and Veritek and those, they did. Frank, and you didn't publicly say that before that, but this club got so confident out of beating the Yankees 4 straight. And at that time, that American League East made you better than anybody else because they were the best division in baseball by a decent step. And that's not just the hitters. The pitching was ridiculous. So every hitter got better. And because of that, you were going to have a really good opportunity to beat anybody else you played because you played the best competition, not just for the previous 7 games, but for the previous 160 or 180 games. And so you're prepared. And that's the reason why the best teams at all competition, in all levels, in all sports, you don't want to play the weaker teams. In college, why play the weaker teams? It's not getting you better. It gets you a win, but it doesn't get you better. And that's why I really believe that in the aura that I felt in that clubhouse coming in for the World Series, there was, I mean, unless we were going to play the Yankees again in 7 or another AL East team, that team was going to dominate whoever they played, and it did.
Yeah. So there's a little synergy on the podcast because we had Christian Yelich on. He's going to be on the same show as you. We just talked to him. We talked to him about losing streaks. What's your go-to move if your team's in a losing streak? How do you, like as a bench coach, get guys, back on track? Or do you not say anything and let the guys kind of figure it out themselves?
The 3 minutes to 5 minutes after the the previous game is over, it's over and done with.
Really?
And I've always felt that way. I think you model it and set the tone as a staff person, be it the manager, be it the bench coach, be it the coaching staff, and being a team leader like a Yelich is. And so that doesn't change. And that doesn't mean that we all handle things the same personality-wise, but we have to have that tone. And in baseball, it is paramount. There's no sport like it because you're playing every day and you're playing 162. And so you move past it like this. And I do. I mean, that's the reason we tell our club, we tell our players in our club who is playing the next day before they leave the clubhouse so they can already have left that night, no matter if they won or lost, left that night and ready to go the next day. And I Louis Rojas and the staff we have do a great job, and the players are all focused on that. And it's set a really good tone. And I've always tried to set it, and each year you get a little better at setting it because I'm better now than I was a week ago, and definitely better than I was 5 or 6 years ago in what I try to do.
Yeah, what would you say has been like the biggest improvement in the last 10 years? And I would imagine that as a bench coach, like there are a lot of guys that are smart, that understand the game of baseball, that do a good job, but don't necessarily stick around for as long as you have. So I have to assume that you've either found an edge, you've found something that you can keep improving on, or you know something that they don't know about, just how to be a guy that people not only respect but like hanging out with.
I think it's my arm, because as long as you throw really good BP, you're always going to have a job. I never say it's up here. And maybe it's my heart. I hope it's my heart a little bit. But the arm, because I always say if my arm goes today, which it never is gone, you never know when it's going to go. Tomorrow I'll either be the Met bobblehead, or if the Mets don't want me, I'll be Wally the Green Monster, or I'll be Dinger out here. I'll stay out here and I'll be Dinger in Colorado, because that's my next job if ever this happens.
What speed do you throw at for your BP? Because I always it's funny, you think it's very slow, but you're still throwing it at a nice clip.
Well, it is a lot slower than it used to be. I mean, when I first started, I'd go in and when they needed somebody firm to throw, I'd be that guy. I remember throwing firm to like Mo Vaughn and Wilfredo Cordero and these guys in the old Fenway cage out in center field. I'd have broken nose, broken hand because the cage, the ricochet was almost like arena football out there. And so I used to throw pretty hard, but it was still at that 50 feet, 45 feet, 50. Now they have it sometimes on the board these days. So I actually know that sometimes I'm throwing like 49 miles an hour only. And probably yesterday I was probably throwing a little bit less, because for a home run derby, you even want to throw a little bit less. You don't have to add any power to the ball when the guys are taking their swings to go out and practice.
You ever thought about using spider tack or any performance enhancing capabilities? Make sure maybe you extend your career a little bit.
I should have done it more to my sons. All three were pitchers. The middle one caught also and hit, but all three did pitch. And I taught him to throw strikes. I taught him how to command the ball. I never gave him spider tack, and it took away probably some of the success they had. They weren't quite as bad as I was at giving up home runs, but they definitely weren't that guy with the spider tack to have the extra spin on the ball and break and everything like that.
How much easier is it to coach first base than third base? Is it you just relax at first base. First base coach is kind of that's the easiest job in the world, right?
So as you guys know, my dad's sports writer for 50 years at the Chicago Tribune, and he was a proponent. He was not. My grandfather was the one that said, "What are you going to do when you get a real job?" My dad always said, "Do what you want, what you like," and he says, "I've always liked writing, and I still go to work each day and love what I'm doing." He says, "David, do the same thing." So he was so glad that I went to coaching, and I finally get a big league coaching job with the Red Sox in '97. And I call him on the phone, and I said, "Dad, Jimmy Williams has taken me as one of his coaches." And he goes, "Oh, that's great." And he goes, "What are you going to do?" I said, "I'm going to be the first base coach." He goes, "Oh, that's like breasts on a bull." He didn't say breasts. I don't care.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, thanks, Dad. Thanks, Dad."
Well, he's right.
I appreciate it. That's awesome. Yeah, that's what he would have written that in the newspaper too. You know? So, but I think at that time, people didn't realize that there was a lot more. Because yes, third base coach, it's the most. When I coached third, and when I talk to guys that coach third now, I know that it is the most. It's the closest to being a player as a coach you are, because you have to react as a base runner. You have to react, and it's the hardest. Base running is the hardest thing, and as hard as it is to hit, base running, everything changes every pitch,
right? And
you are involved every pitch, and you have to react off of 9 people, not just the pitch and one person. And that pitch is tough. But base running, there are more mistakes than anything else, and so as a third base coach, you have to be a player, and it's very difficult. However, when I took over at first for Jimmy, I took pride in learning from Davey Nelson and a few guys that were really good, Tommy Harper, and I took pride in it. And you can be a good third base coach. There are some mechanics of a first base coach, and there's some mechanics, and I've tried to train that when I was field coordinator and farm director to young guys coming up, and I still add some input, because you can be a good first base coach, and it's not just a token. Because most of my buddies, when I did, a lot of buddies would say, as doctors or lawyers or whatever they were doing, big power finance guys, they'd say, "Hey, I just want to come and be a bullpen coach for a day or first base coach." I said, "Come on. Yeah, come on now. I'm not going to go and take that scalpel and go in and take somebody's bladder out. You can't coach first or be a bullpen coach."
Yeah. Yeah,
you might go out at first base and you might forget the special sliding mitt that a guy wears. And then
yeah.
Or for our club, we had to have a mask this year. How about the Kevin Pillar? That's tremendous.
Yeah,
Kevin did what he did, and unreal. What a super guy he is, and he's great for our club, but he's good for baseball.
Yeah, you mentioned your dad. He is a legend. He was a legend in his own right, and so he was a sports writer for a very long time. Also on TV, the Sports Writers on TV, which is a hilarious show that you can go back and watch on YouTube. But between that, your dad being a sports writer, and then you being a baseball lifer, do you respect baseball more than anyone on earth? I think you might.
I don't know. I'm blessed to have this position. I'm blessed to be able to do this. I'm blessed to be able to be raised by my dad and my mom and all the people in Chicago, and they love my dad. And it's still to this day when they won the World Series, our son was working at Yahtzee's while he was getting his master's in sports psychology at Adler University, the middle son who was a mental skills coach. And he would leave Yahtzee's, and during the run for the World Series, he would walk by and all the people had put chalk
written
things
on the
wall.
Yeah.
He wrote something for Papa Bill, his grandfather, my dad, on that wall. And even though, I was a pirate at that time, I had to take that and really cherish it to my heart. So I respect that. I respect people more than the game of baseball. The people that are involved in baseball. I've been, from having Felipe Alou as my manager back in 1989 to now his son Louis Rojas in the Mets, or to be Jerry Manuel hiring me as a Gulf Coast League manager in 1987, and then being his bench coach in 2010, being able to be with players like Nomar Garciaparra. Nomar Garciaparra left me a text last night, and it was because I threw a home run hitting contest to him in '99 in Fenway, and he sent me a text and said he watched with his kids. He watched me and Pete Alonso, and it was so special to my heart. I mean, so it's when you ask that question, I didn't even think it's the people in baseball. Yeah, I respect that more than anything.
That's a great answer. And you were at that '99 home run derby. For people who don't know, that was a legendary home run derby. It was McGuire, it was Sosa, it was Griffey, it was Bonds. It was all the guys in that era. Did you know at the moment, at that time, you looking around like these guys? This is incredible. I'm not going to ask a steroids question, but these guys are incredible. And did you have a second while you were watching it? Like this is something people will look back and look at all the legends that are playing in this game.
I did, and the story, if you backtrack just a little bit, when Nomar asked me, because home run derby wasn't a big deal at that time. Nomar asked me probably about a week before, he goes, hey, they've asked me to be in the home run hitting contest. And he was in the group I threw to. He goes, I want you to throw. I said, oh, my, I got 3 young kids, and my wife's rented a place in the Cape to get away because I spent no time with you. I used to take the bus. I lived in Brighton in Boston, and I take bus 56 to the ballpark. We only had one car, and it was easier to get in, but I couldn't drive and because leave the family by himself. So I didn't get a whole lot of time with the family. So I came back. I said, no, I don't know. Let me ask my wife. And so I go back and say, Billy, Nomar's asked me to be in the home run hitting contest and throw to him, but we've got this. And she right away, even before she goes, no, you got to do this. It'll be great. And I said, oh, yeah, it'll be awesome for the kids. It'll be great. 8, 6, and 2-year-old kids. No problem. So sure enough, we do it. But I stepped on the field that day to throw BP on the Monday to the whole American League. I threw to everybody in the American League and then threw to a whole lot because people didn't bring their BP throws at that time. So I threw to a whole lot of the home run hitting guys too because I threw probably 850 pitches.
Oh.
And so, but I stepped onto the field that day and I forgot my kids were anyway. I had no idea who kids because it was tremendous. There was Bonds and there was Sosa and there was Larry Walker and there was Vladdy Jr. There was everybody. And then of course Gwynn and Ripken with Ted Williams coming out before the game. But so when you say was it legendary? It was. I was a little kid. It was really special. And I got to see Ernie. The National League captain was Ernie Banks.
Yeah, it was an all-timer.
He was the all-timer, and he was in the tent afterwards. And my wife brought me up to him and say, "Hey, this is David. He got to see you when he was young with his dad, and that was a special. It was and I felt the same way yesterday though, being out there and seeing Soto and Schwarber and then Ohtani and then Tatis Jr. and Nick Castellanos. I mean, it was, I forgot that the kids were in the stand until they were yelling at me and I brought them on the field and almost got security arresting us for bringing my wife and my youngest son on the field. So.
I think you just answered my previous question too, because that, like, your love for the game and the people in the game is infectious, and you just talking about it is awesome. Like, I'm smiling right now, you talking about it. So I think, yes, I'm putting you as number one respecter of the game of baseball in America.
Maybe the first family of baseball.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's
just cool. Like, it's just, sports should be cool sometimes, and it's cool to embrace those moments.
What do you think you'd be doing if you weren't in baseball right now?
I'd be teaching, or if I didn't get the chance to go to Amherst College, I probably would be doing something around Chicago.
See, this is perfect.
Probably teaching kids. And
this is perfect
like
because you don't really have an answer. You just be like, I'd be doing something that's similar to baseball.
Yeah, he backdoored into baseball.
Yeah,
you'd be
coaching.
Teaching. You'd coaching kids.
You'd be coaching
while
kids.
teaching too.
Yes.
yeah, I love it. That's so great.
Exactly.
Big Cat's right. Like your love of baseball, I think it woke up something in just America. Everyone that's listening to it right now is going to love baseball a little bit more tomorrow than they did when they woke up today.
And your pitches.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope they do, because it is fun for me and my family, but that's what recreation and entertainment is about. And these players put in a lot of work and time to be as good as they are, and their talent level is special. There's so many times I've been as a field coordinator or farm director, and people would say, what's the highest level? What's the toughest level to get to, from A ball to double A? Cause it goes from, 2 teams to 1 team. Age is, I said, no, there's no, the biggest gap is minor leagues to the big leagues, be it triple A to the big leagues, double A is the big leagues. Cause the big leagues is the big leagues. And there's one spot, and those guys are the most talented. They work the hardest, and it is a special game to watch. From BP to taking ground balls to then the 9-inning game, that's tough to win. Mm-hmm. It's tough to win a major league game.
Yeah.
What about as a bench coach? Do you have any? I'm always fascinated watching people relay signals into the game, especially like a third base coach relaying those to the batter. Do you have any go-to fake signals that you do to throw people off?
If I did, and I'd say them, I'd have to change all the 12 or 14 we have for this coming series. Because yes, you have a bunch. And you know what? I think we probably overdo it because it's tough to pick up signs from the other club. It's a lot easier to pick them up if you got technology involved, and they've stopped that. But without technology, it's tough to get signed.
Well, let me put it this way. Have you ever had like a bluff signal that you've worked on and you're like, I think I got something here. This is going to be a good bluff signal. And then you've used it in a game. It's like, you know what? This one's just not working. Yeah, but it really comes to the execution of the player, because oftentimes the missed sign allows the other dugout to think they have it. And all of a sudden one of your players missed the sign, or you put it on wrong. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden the other club goes, we don't have it anymore. So I love the missed sign because it takes away their feeling that they have the sign.
Yeah,
good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Dave, this has been awesome. We really appreciate it. We got to come out to a game. I mean, we all live in New York now. I don't actually want to come out to a game. I do go to Citi Field whenever the Cubs play the Mets, but it's a long drive, from the city to the city.
We should get you to come out and play some wiffle ball with us and have you throw batting practice.
Be our coach, yeah.
The wiffle ball doesn't stay as straight as the real ball.
Yes.
But, and guess what? If you're coming out only because you're coming to the Cubs, get those tickets from David Ross or something like that. I'm not leaving them for you.
Okay,
if you're coming out to see the Mets,
all right,
I'll see if I can leave you some Friends tickets in that way up top.
Yeah, right. The nosebleeds. All right, I love it. Well, thank you so much for doing this. Really appreciate it. Enjoy tonight. And great pitching, like incredible pitching performance last night.
Thank you.
Okay, let's wrap up. We've got Guys on Chicks.
All right, these are from last week, Youngstown Bob, so if they're bad, blame him. Hey, Dad, Kat, I'm a week away from the due date for our first baby. My husband has been very supportive and excited for the big day, but has told me he's going to be saying poosh, poosh with the Drive to Survive accent while holding my hand during delivery. How many of these do I have to put up with before kicking him out of the delivery room?
Oh, man.
We're in
That's
mode push.
Great.
Mode push.
Push. That's a mega performance. He's going to probably, if it's your first kid, well, if it's any kid, he's not going to do jokes. Because I tried to do a joke, and then I was, shut down quickly by everyone in the room. And then it was no jokes.
You just get a look and you know?
Yeah, it's not a joke in place. I don't joke.
We've all gotten that look before where you try to bring some levity to a situation that's not always appreciated.
Yeah.
That is funny, though.
Push. Just do it in your head.
Yeah, maybe whisper it.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, especially Dad Cat. I recently stopped breast pumping for my 4-month-old, but my left boob won't stop producing milk. Do you have any tips to solve this problem?
No, I do not. PFT?
I've got a lot of ideas for how that works.
Sure you do, big boy.
Just have somebody suck on it all the time. Just find somebody that wants to suck on it and just let them suck.
How early on in hooking up?
Wait, could you actually blow into it like you're blowing bubbles if you blew into the nipple?
Why are you asking me? I don't blow into tits.
Well, speaking of cat tits,
I would if I was with a lady that gave birth to my child, I would really explore the breasts and the whole milk situation.
No.
You haven't? Have you tried it? Have you tasted it?
No.
That's kind of weird. I would definitely taste the breast milk.
I don't think you would.
It's so weird.
You can sell it online. Billy knows all about that. It's like the most valuable thing for bodybuilders.
For girl dad big cat, how do I get my tatas to be as perky as yours? I know people give you shit. But I am seriously jealous. Thanks.
It's the Big Ben diet. It's do 20 push-ups every 2 or 3 months. Right before you have to take your shirt off, and then you're good to go. No, that's mean. I know I have breasts. I'm working on it. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I haven't been eating carbs. Lost a couple pounds. Gonna keep working.
All right, last one. Also, I want to say I like your shirt today a lot.
Oh, thank you. It's my pot.
Nice,
Can you give me an Australian party shirt accent?
It's my potsy shirt.
There it is.
It's Chilean.
Last one. I saw on my boyfriend's phone a list of girls, and I was at the bottom of the list. When I asked him about it,
Fantasy draft?
He said it was all the girls he kissed, not all the girls he had sex with.
Yeah. No, every guy has that to kiss.
Is he telling the truth?
Yeah.
Do guys keep lists of who they kiss?
Uh-huh.
Why was there a list of girls he kissed but not the girls he's fucked? He said it was so the list was longer, ? Thanks.
Oh, my God.
It's a totally normal thing that every guy does. We've all got our list of smooches. We carry it with us. Just believe him on this one. You don't want to dig too deep on...
Hey, babe, what's your number? 10,000? What? No, kisses. Oh, 40,000. Like, what is it? Who does?
Could be 45 if we're talking no tongue too.
Do you count your like aunt? You kiss on the cheek? Oh, that counts.
Probably.
Girls.
Yeah, I mean, if he's trying to get the list as long as he can, you really.
Girls that I kissed. Oh my god.
Wait, there's actually a possibility that this person is in 6th grade.
That's true.
And so if you're a 12-year-old listener of Pardon My Take, then yeah, I think
it is girls.
Probably every guy has a list, at least in their brain, in 6th grade of girls that kiss.
Yes. Just hope that it's the bet. Look, the worst case that you're thinking right now is that it's girls that he's fucked, which it 100% is. But the worst case is what if he was just ranking the girls that he's fucked that he likes and you're last.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's really bad. So just hope it's not that.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds for your sake, it could be the girls that he's fucked in order of most recent to least recent.
Yeah.
In which case, you're sitting pretty at the end of that list.
Yeah, good job.
Actually, if you ever, that's a little tip for guys. If you're ever suspected on cheating on somebody, you just make a list and then you leave it out somewhere that they'll find it. And she'll be like, "What's this list?" And it's like, "Oh, I made a list of all the girls I've had sex with since I was born until now." Oh, you're at the end. Oh, it's so embarrassing. Yeah. You found my list.
All right, Billy, recap. Ready to roll. By the way, so people, Billy's back on his recap. On Monday, we fell off a little bit, and then afterwards, when we stopped taping, he was like, so I was talking to a weapons dealer, and we're like, Billy, that's exactly what we want on the recap. So he's ready to roll.
Well, so first things first, Christian Yelich talked about a Velcro sound coming off the ball, and I was really hoping that I'm going to go look for it online in the replays, but I really want to hear what that noise sounded like in the stadium.
Last year, yeah. Exactly. Find that for us.
Billy, can I give you a little tip?
Yeah.
Even if you don't find any that make that sound, add some in and post, and then you're going to go fucking viral.
Yep. Be like, hey, check out. Do it for, maybe not actually. Do it for Garrett Cole.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Perfect. The longest
What were you going to say?
Nope.
The longest home run in MLB history before StatCast was 582 feet in 1987, but Soto's was the longest in the StatCast.
Who hit that one? Wait, you found the distance and not the person?
I just wanted to confirm.
That feels
Soto.
That feels like
you keep going. I'll find it.
That feels like such a fake stat. It was probably that Glen Allen Hill home run.
Yeah, they hit the building.
Actually, we should be asking Bubba. Bubba knows all the mashed taters.
Longest home runs in home. Oh, that's home run derby history. Aaron Judge, we were there for that. Yep. 513.
What's the sickest home run of all time, Bubba?
I still think the Barry Bonds at Yankee Stadium when it goes into like the third deck.
Yeah. That's a good one.
All right,
and it leaves in like 2 seconds.
Longest verified home run was Babe Ruth at Tiger Stadium.
No chance.
He hit one 575 feet.
I feel like feet were smaller back then.
And that's the longest that we have. So 575.
I found 582 in 1987.
But you don't know who.
Yeah,
but keep
I'll
going.
Find it. Anyway, Ryan Burr, he was the one who also broke the Belichick-Guerrero story where they were fighting. So there may be truth to this Ben Roethlisberger diet because he did break the TB12 diet story.
That ended up being completely true, and they never won another Super Bowl after that, right?
Hey.
Yeah. Joey Meyer of the Denver Zephyrs. That was your 582.
Yes.
Mile high.
The Denver Zephyrs.
Denver Zephyrs.
Could forget.
Yep.
Okay, also, Stephen A. Smith also had to apologize to Nigeria. He, apologized to multiple countries.
Yeah, he just did I'm sorry to everyone.
Yeah, to everyone in a huge, it looked like a college athlete, apologizing for something. It was
big notes
app.
Also just so funny when Stephen A. Smith has to put on his serious voice.
Yeah.
It's just it's like a very funny thing to watch him have to, go and be like, now, yesterday I said some things.
Well, because you always expect when he uses that hushed tone. Yeah. Because Stephen A. is so good at that. He makes you lean in and listen to him talk when he gets real soft. And then he comes over the top and he raises his voice, and that's when he smashes you. So when he's like, I'd like to apologize to all the viewers out there of Nigerian descent for absolutely nothing.
Yeah, right.
You expect for him to come over the top with
it. Right.
And also I can totally see how Jake broke his ankle on a flat surface after seeing that video.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, also the Jake video. He is, someone pointed out online, Big J Jake taking free merch from a program.
That's true.
Interesting.
Well, I mean, it was just
Violation.
Rico, it was just Rico walking out with a giant box of it.
Yeah, and there were young boys inside of it. Jake is now a pedophile as well.
Don't
say that. Don't say that.
No, it's what's the baby's blood that's in there?
Yeah, it's
the
baby's
the
blood.
platelet-rich baby's blood.
Yeah.
Jake was walking.
I'm just saying, if he's wearing some Arkansas swag, it's tough for him to be completely neutral. Is it not?
I don't think that he should be allowed to commentate on SEC basketball next season.
Correct. Agreed.
He should recuse himself from all things hog related.
Yes.
Tortoises have no natural lifetime. They can only be killed by other things. They never die of old age.
I thought didn't we talk about this?
Wait, they can't die of old age?
Jellyfish.
There's jellyfish.
Die of old age?
Tortoises. They need like something else to kill them.
Like a disease.
Like a heart attack?
Nature?
Yeah.
Like nature.
Time?
I think tortoises do die, Billy.
They do die, but they don't have any no tortoise dies of natural causes. Like if you left a tortoise alone and kept
forever.
Right. There was a tortoise named Curious George.
Lonesome George. I actually mushed Lonesome George.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I went to Ecuador. It was the oldest living animal on the earth.
Right.
I went to Ecuador, went out to the Galapagos Islands. I was going to meet Lonesome George the next day. The night before, he died. He was like 180 years old. The whole time.
I don't think he mushed him. I think he just didn't like you.
Yeah, he actually pulled a smart move.
So you killed Lonesome George?
Lonesome George. Allegedly.
Billy, by the way, you're back. That was great. That's
Love
exactly what we're looking for.
Perfect.
Wait, we got your numbers.
69.
Oh, 8.
50.
99. That was exactly what we're looking for, Billy. Round of applause for Billy.
Yeah, Billy.
69 is on the bottom.
Good stat.
And on top.
Denver Zephyrs.
Oh, my God.
Oh my God.
Dude, 69 was just bouncing around on top. 65.
65, so close. Also, Billy asked if he could write a blog for tomorrow's show from the interview. Jake is absolutely going to listen to the show, and he's going to try to get that blog out super early, I bet. So,
a blog off, boys.
It's a blog off.
We got a blog off.
Who's going to blog it first?
I'll just do it right now.
Oh, damn. Jake, if you're listening, feel free to blog what you think you should be doing about your SEC journalistic liabilities for next year.
No, you know what? Billy, you cuck him. Blog.
I'm not actually lazy.
Okay.
No,
you're not. All right,
we're not saying that.
Blog. Well, listen, we're ending the show, but blog the discussion about Jake's handshake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
It's Pardon My Take, presented by Barstool Sports.